like we're meant to be, but I fuck.
Story time about how I got touched at a wedding. So this was during a family friend's reception. I think me and my cousin had gone. I'm not really sure if my parents were there. It was so traumatic, like my brain has completely blocked it out. So me and my cousin were at this family friend's reception, and I'm a minor. I think I'm like 13, maybe 14. I don't know. I don't really remember. So at this reception, there was this one guy that nobody was fucking with, okay? We're gonna call him Anmol, okay? Anmol was all up on the girls, real touchy, and hella drunk. So I'm sitting at this table near the dance floor all by myself, okay? And across the room, I see Anmol and his group of friends. So I'm sitting here and I see one of Anmol's friends start walking towards me, okay? He sits down next to me and he's like, yo, my friend over there. And he points to Anmol and he's like, he thinks you're so pretty, like he really likes you and he wants to get to know you. So obviously I'm like, whoa, like no, like I'm a minor, like, you know, like I'm like this old. And he's like, oh, like him too. I was like, bro, that is not a minor. You see the way he's holding that alcohol, like that is not a minor. Don't lie to me, okay? He's like, just kidding, sorry, you looked a lot older, that's why I came up to you, like sorry about that. I'm like, it's okay. And then he leaves, you know, we're good. So after a while, I wanted to get some flicks for the gram, so I go up to my cousin. I'm like, hey, like, can you take pictures of me? She's like, yeah, I got you. So I'm like, okay. I walk outside, you know, I'm waiting for my cousin to come. Lord behold, I see Anmol walking out with his friend that tried to put me on. So already I'm like uncomfortable. I'm like, where's my cousin? Like, let me out. And Anmol's like, yo, I saw the way you dance. Like, you dance really good. Like, big fan. And I'm like, oh, thank you. You know, I'm praying that my cousin comes out any second because I'm so uncomfortable. I'm like kind of backing up, like, you know, while he's talking. But this kid is inching closer. I'm like, damn. Then he's like, oh, like, let's get a picture. And I was like, yeah, why not? I was like, what's the harm in getting a picture? Like, yeah, let's take a picture. I was stupid. He hands the phone to his friend, and he comes over to my side. And I'm like, I'm posing to the side, and I'm leaving this gap between us for a reason. But clearly, Anmol didn't get the freaking hint. So then we're posing for the picture, and he goes to pull me in close. So he grabs me, and he pulls me. I'm like, and I'm like, I do like a little awkward laugh, and I'm like, you know, I pose. Then he got too comfortable, way too comfortable. He goes in for, I shit you not, he goes in for a full booyah grab. I was like, so I push him, and he's like, what? And I slap the shit out of him, okay? His friend is behind the camera like this. So he's on the floor, okay, and I'm cussing him out, and I'm like, you're so weird, like, what the? And he's like, bro, you're so dramatic. I was so mad, but so scared, like, I was everything at once, okay? His friend had a drink in his hand. I grabbed the drink, and I threw it in his face, and I was like, fuck you. And he's like, oh, you're so dramatic. I was like, whatever. I was like, I'm not staying here. So I walk inside, I sit down on the table, and I'm like, I'm about to cry because I'm like, what did I just, like, experience? My cousin, she comes up to me and she goes, girl, let's go get that picture you wanted. And I was like, no, I am never in my life ever taking a picture ever again. So, this is my true form. Come take this all with me while I tell you guys about my fake best friend. Basically, back in the 5th grade, I used to have this really good friend. We were like, locked in. And then a man got in the way. It's always a man. Always! We're gonna call my best friend Valentina, okay? Me and Valentina, we were literally like best friends, okay? 2 peas in 1 pod. We were inseparable, and literally we would do everything together. You would catch us like everywhere together. Recess, lunch, class. We were literally glued to each other. Then this handsome hunk of a chunk walked in, okay? We're gonna call him Martin. So I had a crush on Martin. Like, I'm talking, he was your typical quiet guy, like, you know what I'm saying? So I had a huge crush on Martin, and little did I know, so did Valentina. I remember during recess, I went up to Valentina. I was like, oh my god, I really like Martin. Like, should I go up and talk to him? And she was like, yeah, girl. Get your man. Fucking bitch. Then I went up to Martin and I was like, hey, like, we're in the same class. Like, you said, but like, I was making small talk. Okay, I was nervous. I ain't never done this before. So I'm gonna save you guys a junk, okay? basically, I started hanging out with Martin during recess. Like, we used to, like, walk together, like, talk together. And Valentina would still be there, you know, but she'd be, like, third wheeling, I guess. But, yeah, I was obsessed with Martin. Girl, I look like Mr. Bobinski. Then one day, I was really, really sick, so I couldn't come to school. So I was absent. Come back the next day, and I'm looking for my friends, Martin, my best friend, you know, I'm looking for everyone. And we used to sit in, like, this big table in the classroom, okay? So I go there, and I sit down. Girl, tell me why the moment I sit down, everyone looks at me like this. And I was like, girl, boo, like, is there something on my face? Like, what's up? What's up? Then I shit you not, Valentina goes, you can't sit with us. Girl, what do you mean I can't sit with you? And my other friend goes, you know what you did. Be sick? Like, I'm sorry? Like, what? So then recess rolls around, okay? And my whole friend group has been avoiding me. And obviously I'm genuinely hurt because, like, those are my friends, you know? So then recess comes, where I'm sitting in the bench all by myself. And this girl comes up to me. And she goes, is it true? And I was like, excuse me? And she goes, I heard that you're, like, really fake and talked bad about your entire friend group. And you copy Valentina and bully her. And worst of all, you stalked Martin for days and have a voodoo doll made of him. Girl, what? What? And obviously I'm like, girl, like, who told you this? Like, who is spreading lies about me? And she goes, we all heard it from Valentina. Wait. So obviously I get up and I walk my little self over to the friend group. And I'm like, Valentina, I heard you said da-da-da-da-da about me. Like, why are you lying? And Valentina's like real quiet, okay? She's mute. You know who steps in? Martin. He goes, hey, don't talk to my girl like that. Your girl? So I'm like, okay. I'm connecting the pieces here, and I come to a conclusion that you guys are all bitches. Then me and Valentina, we don't talk for like a good 3 weeks, and in these 3 weeks, mind you, she's all up on Martin, and every time like she walks by me, like, you know, she does like that that grasp where, like, if you let go of your man, like, he'll slip into someone else. For 3 weeks, my life was miserable. And on top of that, Valentina just kept adding on to it. It was always something new. She would always spread a new rumor. She was just, let me catch you, Valentina. Then after 3 weeks, this girl comes up to me during recess and goes, Martin and Valentina broke up. I don't want to say it, but I was really happy. I was so freaking happy. Then Valentina comes to me towards the end of recess, okay? I'm, like, really sorry for what I did. And, like, I just really like Martin, and, like, you were getting too... Save it! Save it! I was like, if you're a real friend, you wouldn't do that to me. And there is no excuse for you to do that to me, okay? Then me and Valentina just never patched up. And we just never became friends. Because she was a fake-ass bitch. Hi guys, story time about how this pedo tried to be my first kiss. What? First of all, I look absolutely hideous. Sorry you had to see me like this. So this was during my cousin's Gunyucholo, and for my non-Nepali people out there, a Gunyucholo is basically to celebrate like a girl entering womanhood, basically. So I had just turned 13, like I was freshly 13, yo, like teenager. And she had invited her whole family lineage, okay? And we were doing it at like a venue, okay? And her uncle was there. And I guess he had his eyes set out for me, like... And he was 18, yo. He was 18, but he knew that I was 13, so he was going around telling everyone that he was 15. Which, first of all, is weird. So I don't really remember much that happened, but that night he ended up getting my Instagram, and we were just texting away. And he was gonna be here for like 3 weeks, because it was the summer, so, you know, summer break. So he was gonna be here for 3 weeks. We ended up texting each other for like a good week, okay? And in that week, yo, this guy had to be the corniest person I've ever met. He would constantly tell me to, like, sneak out, come see him, like, let's go out. And I'm like, bro, no. I'm not the type of person to hang out with a guy, like, one-on-one, unless I really, really like you. Unless you are literally my soulmate, I will not hang out with you one-on-one. That is just, like, No. Also, oh my goodness, he could drive. Like, I don't know what wasn't clicking in our brain. Are you stupid? Like, how is this kid 15 and can drive? Like, bro, like, we were just slow, okay? So he could drive. And he would be like, I'll pick you up, like, sneak out, like, let's hang out, like, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, no, girl, no, I don't want to hang out with you. And he would constantly be like FaceTime me, like, I want to call, I want to talk, like, ew, like, bro, go do something. And I was like, no, just leave me alone. Like, just stop, okay? The weekend rolls around, okay? The weekend rolls around, I come over to my cousin's house. He's staying over at my cousin's house. And I remember, oh my god, hold your horses. I remember we were all sitting in the basement, okay? We're all sitting in the basement. His friends are there, me and my cousin are there, okay? And he tells everyone to leave. And I'm like, me too? Like, me too? He's like, nah, you can stay. Oh my god, no! So everyone leaves, okay? We're sitting on the sofa. And bro, he's inching towards me, and I'm like, oh my god. And he goes like, and I was like, no. I did not want this. Whatever the freak, guys, he wasn't even like cute for real, okay? I don't know what was going through my head. I did not want this to be my first kiss. Like, I was like, oh my god. I was praying the earth would just blow up right there. Like, like, I wanted to just evaporate. I was like, if this is my first kiss, I'm gonna, like, saw my lips off. Like, oh my god. Thankfully, my cousin ended up coming downstairs, and she kind of screamed out of excitement. And, like, that, like, I guess, like separated us. And I was like, yo, like, thank god. Turns out he was actually really mad at my cousin because he didn't get to kiss me. Mind you, he knows I'm a minor, okay? I don't know that he's 18. So that's just really weird. Why are you mad because you didn't get to kiss a minor? Like, ew. So the weekend is over, next week rolls around, he's acting really strange, okay? Like, he's being distant, he don't want to talk no more, which, thank God. I've been trying to get rid of him, okay? But it's like, why would you do that all of a sudden? So obviously I'm a little curious. Turns out, I shit you not, turns out he was talking to my best friend at the time. Which, first of all, that's really weird of her. I don't know what the hell was her problem. But they were talking, and I was like, what? So I text him and I'm like, yo, like, you're talking to my best friend, like, you're weird, like, what the hell, like, what? And he goes, oh my god, word to my mother, he goes, she's just everything I want. Everything you want? Bro. He was like, she gives me the attention I need, she loves me for me, she wants to hang out with me, and she just does everything that you don't. I literally didn't even care. Like, I just wanted to, like, get away so bad that, like, I wasn't even gonna fight it, you know? So I was like, okay, like, that's what you want? Okay, that's what you want? Okay, go get it then. Go get it then. And he was like, wait, actually, no, I'm sorry. Please don't leave me. And I was like, damn, I don't care. Leave me alone. And he goes, oh yeah, well, if you leave, I'm gonna kill myself. Kill yourself? What? And he was like threatening me and shit. And he was like, if you leave, I'm gonna kill myself, and I'm gonna write a note that says it was your fault, and you're gonna pay, and everyone's gonna straight up manipulating me, gaslighting me, threatening me. And I was like, what? Like, how are you mad because you got caught doing weird shit? Like, boy. And I was like, I looked at him and I was like, do it then. do it then. And he was real quiet. All of a sudden he was real quiet. And I was like, yo, I can't do this no more. So I blocked him on everything. Like, I didn't even care at that point anymore. I blocked him on everything. And occasionally he would still find a way to text me happy birthday. Like, thanks, I guess. But then after we stopped talking, that's when I found out he was 18. And then I was like, yo, no freaking way, bro. Oh my god. No way. Like, ew. Also, he does still follow me, so if he sees this, I'm not sorry. Hey guys, let me tell you guys about the craziest interaction I had literally ever. This was literally this weekend, okay? It was this weekend, and I had gone to a baby shower. But, like, let's go back a little bit, okay? Before I even got to the baby shower, as I was driving, like, my stomach was okay hurting, and I was like, ugh, like, I think I have to take a dookie, like, and I'm like, like my stomach's hurting really bad, okay? I'm like, ugh. So I get to my cousin's house, I pick up my cousin, and my stomach's still kind of hurting a little bit, but not as much. Then we get to the baby shower, right? We get to the baby shower, and my stomach stops hurting because I think I was like nervous or something. I don't even know. But my stomach stops hurting, and I'm like, yo, like, I'm chilling. We get inside, we say hi to everyone, and there were these two girls, sweetest girls ever, on the far corner, and they were like, oh my god, like, are you on TikTok? And I was like, yeah, that's me. Hey. Sweetest girls ever, okay? And then I said hi to them, and me and my cousin, we went to go get food, okay? Because, like, what else are you gonna do? So we went to go get food, we got food, we sit down at the table, and we're eating our food, and my stomach hurts again. And I'm like, and my cousin's like, yo, like, you good? Like, what? And I'm like, no, like, I think I have to shit. And she's like, oh, like, do you want me to come with you to the bathroom? Like, what's up? And I was like, yes, please, like, please, yes, please. So we go to the bathroom together. Okay, and I sit down, and yo, I'm not even like 2 minutes into my shit, okay? And the two girls, lovely girls, walk in, and they're like, is she in here? And my cousin's like, yeah, she's in here. My cousin was like standing right outside my stall, okay? And she was like, yeah, she's in here. And I was like, hey guys, like, I'm in here. And I did not want these two girls to know that I was taking a shit. Like, that's so embarrassing. So I was like, yeah, like, I'm just taking a piss. Like, I'll be out in a second. Yo, my cousin, Sabu, you're up and up, bro. She goes, she's not taking a piss. Bro, what? I was like, oh my god, why would you say that? Why would you? And I'm like, like, I laugh it off because I'm so embarrassed. And these two girls were just waiting in the bathroom, like, just standing outside the stall, probably smelling my shit, like, in the aroma, like, oh my god. And I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my god, like, just kill me now, okay? Like, my cousin, yo, she's up. Set me up. And then I finished, like, I had to cut my shit, like, short, okay? I had to cut it short because I didn't want these poor girls to just be sitting out here waiting for me while I'm taking a shit, like, what the hell? Especially, like, because, like, what if it stank? I don't know, I'm scared, okay? So I didn't want these girls to just stay here while I'm taking a shit, so I had to cut my shit short, okay? So, yo, I can't make this up. I go to grab the toilet paper. There's no more toilet paper. Oh my god. So I had to ask my cousin to get me toilet paper. Bro, if my cousin wasn't there, I would have had to ask the two girls to get me toilet paper or just not wipe my ass and walk outside. Oh my god. So my cousin gives me toilet paper, right? I do my business. I finish, okay? I go to... Bro, I can't. I go to flush the toilet. I clogged the toilet. Oh my god. I clogged the toilet and I was like, bro. And the way that these two girls were waiting outside the stall for me, like, if I walked out and the door was, like, even a little wide, they could have seen that I clogged the toilet. So I walk outside and I'm like, ah, and I'm closing the door behind me so they can't see that I clogged the toilet. Ah! So I did end up taking pictures with the two girls. I'm really sorry that it had to have happened like that. Yeah, not the craziest experience I've had, but that was a shitty one. It's time for another Get Ready With Me story time. Today's story time, I'm going to tell you guys about how I broke my neck in the 5th grade. Basically, it was during 5th grade, and the way that my, like, school was made is, like, you either had lunch first or recess, or you had recess and then lunch. So I had recess first, so obviously I'm gonna be hungry, like, what? I was born, like, set up for failure because I was skinny, like, as a twig, and I had asthma. So it's, like, pick a struggle. So it was 5th grade recess, and it was around, like, January, so it was, like, still kind of cold. And I don't know if it's just you guys, but my parents used to tell me all the time, like, oh, like, your bones freeze up in the winter, like, you know, like, you become very fragile. And I was like, bullshit, until it happened to me. I had to switch the angle because the sun was literally exploding. So it's recess. I'm freaking starving because they decided to starve us until 2 p.m. And so as soon as I hear that bell ring, I was like, oh. And I was just hungry. Like, I was greedy. I was hungry. All for some 6 pieces of dookie looking ass, like, chicken nuggets. All this just for some chicken nuggets. So the bell rings, okay? The bell rings, and I literally turn into the Flash, and I literally start running. I'm like, let's go. From the corner of my peripheral vision, what do I see? I see this absolutely jacked kid, okay? I don't know why this kid was so freaking jacked in the 5th grade, but I see this absolute athlete, like, running backwards. Like, I guess he was trying to catch, like, a football or something, but he was, like, running backwards, and I was literally running, like, sideways. So it was like this, you know? And I'm running, like, I'm freaking going, and he's running, and then I don't remember much, but I remember I literally bounced off the concrete like 3 times. Like, I was like I was just flipping and flopping like 3 freaking times, okay? Then I'm just laying there like, and then I think I blacked out. I don't remember, but I remember like waking up and the entire school was surrounding me. And they were like, oh my god, are you okay? Like, oh my god, oh my god. So I'm like, yeah, like, girl, I'm a boss. I'm literally a boss. And then I feel this ache. I was like, what was that? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Then like I think like 3 ambulances pulled up, okay? I don't even know why. 3 ambulances pulled up, and like the whole school went on lockdown. I remember getting in like the back of the ambulance, and I was like, wait, this is kind of nice, because I had never been in like ambulance before, and I was like, do I need to break my neck more often? Like, wait, this is so cute. Anyways, and then we pull up to the hospital, and my dad was already there, and he was like, oh, Kimayo, because like I'm my dad's princess. So he was like, Kimayo, and I was like, I don't know. I wasn't crying until I saw my dad, like, and then I started crying. I was in like a neck brace cast, whatever, for like a month, okay? And my first instinct right after I got out of the hospital was to post it on Instagram for my 12 followers to see. Thanks all for getting ready with me. If you guys want my next story time, I can tell you guys how I got glass up my phone. Hi guys, story time about how I caught my cousin watching porn. So this was when I was like super duper young, okay? I think I was like 7 years old, and we used to live like in PA, okay? And we had gone to my cousin's house to eat dinner because they had invited us to. And my cousin was in his like teenage year, okay? He was like 13, 14, like, you know what I'm talking about? He was like freshly in the stage where like he just hated the whole world. So we go over there to eat dinner, like we're all eating dinner, and his mom is like yelling at him to come eat dinner, you know? And he will not get out of his room, yo. And I'm like, just come out and eat, bro. So I finish eating, you know, and she's like, he's not gonna come out of his room, like, do you want to take the dinner to him? And I was like, yes, because, you know, I'm like, so I take the dinner to him, okay, as I'm walking down the hallway, this kid wasn't even trying to be, like, secret about it. He had it on full blast, yo. You could hear the sounds down the hallway. Like, what, like, at least, like, put headphones on or something. But I'm walking, right, and I'm hearing these noises, and I'm like, what the frick? And the way he was watching it was, like, he was watching on a laptop, too. And the way he was laying on his bed was, like, he was, like, okay, wait. He was, like, laying on his bed like this, and the laptop screen was, like, facing the door, okay? Keep in mind, it's a big-ass laptop screen. I open his bedroom door, and I'm like, Dada, like, I got your food. His room is pitch black. Blinds are closed, it looks like a cave in there. And I open the door, and all I see is straight cheeks clapping, yo. I was like, but, like, obviously I didn't know at the time. And he closed it so fast. He was like, what are you doing? Get out of my room. Get out of my room. And I was like, I got you food. And he was like, get out of my room. And I was like, why does it smell like that? And he was like, get out. And I was like, dang, okay. So I gave him the food, and then I leave. And he shuts the door behind, right? And I go over to my aunt, and she's like, what is he doing? And I promise, like, I didn't even try to be a snitch, okay? Like, I don't know how she got that. I was like, oh, he's watching something. And her face, like, it dropped. And she starts sprinting to the room. She starts sprinting to the room. And, like, she, boom, like, bangs open the door. And, like, a few minutes later, I hear them yelling, okay? And, like, I'm like, peeking through the corner. And they're, like, fighting for the laptop. They're like this. They're like, you know? And he's like, no. He's like, no. And she's like, give it to me. She's like, hit him. I felt so bad because, like, I was like, did I cause this? And this is the worst. Oh my God. This is the worst part, okay? I look so clapped. This is the worst part, okay? Since he had just, like, closed his laptop and didn't, like, go out of any of the tabs, my aunt goes to open the... Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. My aunt goes to open the laptop, and as soon as she opens it, it starts playing again. Like, it starts playing again. Full blast. She's seeing, like, buns and cheeks and everything. And then she was, oh my gosh, she was so mad, you guys. Then she called, like, my cousin's dad in there. And, like, they closed the door and, like, I don't know. They were in there for a good while, okay? After they probably were beating him, honestly. But after they got done beating him, they came back to the table and, like, they were talking to my parents about it. And I went to go check on my cousin because obviously I felt so bad. Because I didn't know, like, he was, you know, watching. I thought he was just, like, watching a movie. And I felt bad because I was like, oh, like, I think I, like, got him in trouble. So I go to his room and I go to check on him and he's, like, bawling his eyes out. And I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, is it my fault? Like, I'm sorry. He was like, get out. And I was like, damn. Okay. That's why your parents beat you. But yeah, like... Story time about how I flashed a priest. So basically in my culture we have this like tradition where girls just like go and like wash away their sins basically, okay? So we go to this river and we just, you know, get a purification basically. But you can only go after you get your period. I don't know. I'm not like an expert at this either. Trust me. So it was my first year getting my period and my mom was like, you can come with us. And I was like, ah! I was like, yes, I'm one of the big girls now. Yep. So how it works is, I'll try to insert a video if I can find one. But how it works is we basically go to this river and there's like a certain amount of times where you have to do it. And there's like other rituals and stuff that you have to do to be purified basically. Okay. And for the purification to work, you have to wear a shawl. And underneath your shawl, you can't wear nothing. Like, you have to be completely naked, basically. No undies, no bra, like, no nothing, okay? So, I got my purification done, and once you're done, everyone gets out and we change. But there's not, like, a changing room because it's, like, literally out in the open. So, you just kind of hope and pray for the best, okay? I had my mom and my aunt hold my towel so I could, like, you know, pat myself dry. So, if you're, like, a noob... If you're a noob, you can, like, have them hold the towel, dry yourself down, and then put your clothes on, okay? Or if you're, like, a pro, you can, like, dry yourself down, wrap the towel around, and then put your clothes on while you have your towel. Does that make sense? I thought I was a pro. So what I did was I dried myself down, and I took the towel, and I wrapped it around, and, yo... I didn't even, like, put it on correctly. I just, like, twisted it and, like, tucked it in and hoped and prayed for the best, okay? So, I wrapped my towel around, and the priest is standing right in front of me. Like, literally, like parallel to me, okay? Is that the right word? I don't know. But, I go to grab my clothes that are on the floor. I go to grab my clothes, and as soon as I get up, my towel falls. My towel falls. And I'm standing in front of the priest like this. My pubes are out. Like, my booyayas, everything is out. And this poor priest, he's just there like... And he looked away so fast. I grabbed my towel. I was like... I grabbed my towel so fast. I was like, what just happened? And so I grab my towel and I run to my mom and I'm like, I just flashed the priest. And she's like, what the heck? Wow, this is very traumatic. But after that, like, everyone got dressed and he just never mentioned it. Thank God. Every time we're at like a family function, the aunties always bring up the fact that I flashed a priest. And the sad part is I have to see this priest at every function. Guys, get ready with me while I tell you guys about how I almost flashed these girls at school. So this happened during the beginning of last school year, and the way it happened was me and my two best friends, Sabrina and Barsha, met last year and we got really close. So the third day of school we had boot camp, and boot camp is basically like where we learn about like the school and like how it works, how to look at our schedules and all that, you know? So after our boot camp, we had like this entrepreneurship presentation where this guy came in, he was like talking to us basically. But before the presentation, my teacher was like, if you guys have to go use the bathroom, like go use the bathroom now. So I was like, hey, like I low-key have to pee, guys. And Sabrina and Barsha were like, okay, like let's go. Does anybody else's school bathroom have like a big ass gap? Like what the frick? Like I won't even be trying to look at the stall, but when I do, I can literally make eye contact with the person in the stall. So for that reason, I don't use the small stalls because the small stalls have a big ass gap. So we go to the bathroom, okay, and I use the big stall because like I said, I'm not using that small stall for people to see me. So I go to the big stall, okay, and I'm doing my business, and my friends on the other side of the stall, they're like shaking the door, okay, like they're like trying to break in basically. So I'm laughing, I'm like, hi, and I'm, you know, trying to do my business, trying to, you know, get the ball rolling. Then it gets a little too quiet in there. But I can hear them like whispering and they're still laughing, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm starting to get a little scared. What the freak is this piece of hair? Oh my god. So I finished peeing and my friends are still like whispering outside the stall. So I grabbed toilet paper and I'm getting ready to wipe. Okay? So I'm wiping. This is the last thing I see. The bathroom stall door flies open. Sabrina kicked the bathroom stall down. So I'm sitting there, my ass cheek is half hanging out, okay? And since I was in the middle of wiping and the door freaking flew open, my first instinct was to protect my private part. There's 4 other girls in the bathroom, okay? And as soon as the stall flies open, all you hear gasp after gasp after gasp. It was so bad. Like she kicked it with so much force that to this day, the bathroom, it's like bent inwards. So as I'm sitting there, okay, with the bathroom stall open and my left ass hanging out for the whole entire like girls' bathroom to see, Sabrina leaves. The stall is wide open. And she leaves. So I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, so I'm either gonna have to get up with my pubes and my ass hanging out to go close the door, or some kind person is gonna close the door for me. Then thankfully, my savior comes in. Barsha comes back in and closes the bathroom stall for me. She comes in like this though. Sorry. And she holds the door for me while I lock it. So I finish up my business and I go outside to wash my hands, and the poor girls I just flashed are still in the bathroom and they're still like so shocked. Then I go back to the classroom and my friends are sitting at the table literally dying, okay? But yeah, you guys, that's basically how I ended up flashing 4 girls in the bathroom. But I feel like this incident made me and my best friend so much closer. Like we literally always bring it up and I laugh, but I die a little inside. Hey guys! Did you guys miss me? Because I missed you! I haven't been posting because 1, my phone was broken, and 2, TikTok has not been letting me in my influencer era. But I'm back, and today I have a story time for you guys. Sit down, yo. Sit down, okay? This is a really quick story time, but it's still, like, really weird. So, this happened in, like, the 5th or 6th grade, okay? And there was this guy who had a crush on me. We're gonna call him Kevin, okay? Kevin was a very quiet kid, okay? He was super shy, didn't have a lot of friends. You know, he would just, like, keep to himself. But somehow I found out that Kevin had a crush on me. And I was like, oh, Kevin has a crush on me? I was like, oh, that's so cute. But I was not about to make no, like, first move, like, what the hell? So I found out he has a crush on me, and I was like, okay, cool, like, you know, like, I just went on with my day. After a week of finding out he liked me, I'm sitting in my bed, and I get a little Snapchat notification. Kevin added me on Snapchat, okay? And I'm like, oh, that's looking kind of cute. No, it was not cute. It wasn't cute. So I add him back because, like, I don't want to be rude, you know what I'm saying? And also because I had to get my snap score up. So I added him back, okay? And after I add him back, he texts me and he goes, yo, like, do you have the homework answers? Now, Kevin's a smart kid, okay? Kevin is a really smart kid. He's probably smarter than me. So I'm like, do you really need the homework answers? Do you? But I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I'll give it to you, I guess. And I was like, yeah, I have the homework answers. Like, do you need it? And he was like, yeah, I need it. Like, can you give it to me? So I slide him the homework answers, okay? Like, because I'm a good person. And this goes on for, like, about a week, okay? Every day he's asking me for homework answers. And I'm like, what is going on? No, you can't even guess it. You can't. It's so wild that you can't even guess it. Take a wild guess what was happening. You're wrong. You're wrong. So after about a week of him asking me for homework answers, I go to school the next week, okay? I go to school the next week, and I sit down in first period. It was, like, advisory. I don't even know. I sit down in advisory, and my friend comes up to me, and she's like, have you been talking to Kevin? And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, no. Like, he added me on Snapchat a week ago, and he's even, like, you know, asking me for homework answers. Like, why, what's up? She goes, I shit you not. She goes, Kevin told his friend that he to your handwriting. What? I literally lifted from my seat. I was like, what? So I go home, and I grab my phone because I wasn't allowed to bring my phone to school. So I grab my phone, and I'm texting Kevin. I'm like, yo, what the frick? Like, like, you're weird. Like, you're to my hair. Like, what the frick? You know what he tells me? Oh my God. You know what he tells me? Well, he didn't even tell me anything. He sends me, oh my God. He sends me a picture. He sends me a picture of him. It's a picture of his homework, the answers that I gave to him, with, like, cream on it. I was like, what the frick? Bro, you best believe I blocked, I delete, like, everything. Literally, I was flabbergasted, okay? I'm texting the group chat. I'm like, yo, Kevin, just, like, I'm texting, okay? Yo! Kevin was no longer a quiet kid from that day. I think we had a nickname for him. I think we used to call him, like, I forget, but we had, like, a really weird nickname for him. And then after, like, that whole incident happened, towards the end of the year, like, he tried to come up to me and, like, apologize, I guess. I was like, yo, no, that's okay. I don't need the apology, okay? But yeah, Kevin was freaked out. Kevin was freaked out, yo. Hey guys, story time about another paranormal activity I've experienced. So this was not that long ago, but I do kind of forget everything that happened. But my cousins were there when it happened, so if I miss anything, my cousins, comment down below. Okay, so this was not that long ago, and it was at my cousin's house, okay? And it was during, like, a puja, okay? So it was during a puja at my cousin's house, okay? And we were dumbasses, and we were like, you know what? Let's spice it up and play hide and seek. and if that wasn't the worst part, we were like, let's play hide and seek in the dark. Stupid. So we played the first 2 rounds, okay? And the first 2 rounds, everyone was really scared to go in the bathroom. Like, I don't know why. But we were all, like, shitting ourselves to go in the bathroom. And me, being big mama, the 3rd round, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go hide in the bathroom. So the 3rd round comes on, okay? And I go hide in the bathroom. I go hide into the bathtub, you know, where you can, like, you know, put a curtain. So I hide in the bathtub. And behind me, my cousin Satis, he comes behind me, okay? My cousin Satis, he hides in the bathroom closet, okay? And I hide in the bathtub. So you need to really sit down and hear every single detail, okay? So he hides in the closet door. I clearly see him come in. I clearly see him close the closet door. I see him go in the closet. Then the round begins, okay? Like, everyone's getting found left and right. And me, I haven't been found yet. But while I'm in the bathroom, okay, like, I couldn't stop laughing. I don't know why. It was just so funny to me. And I was talking to my cousin Satis, okay? Like, we were talking back and forth, you know, we were having a conversation. I don't really remember what it was. But at one point, I said something, and he was like, shut up. Like, really aggressive, okay? Like, he was like, shut up. And I was like, then, like, you know, we're just sitting in there, and my cousin Satis goes, yo, Pinky, come in here. come in where? And I'm like, no, that's okay. Like, I'm fine here. And he's like, no, Pinky, come in here. And like, now, like, I'm like starting to get a little scared. And suddenly, like, I have goosebumps. I have goosebumps all over my hands, okay? And I'm like, And outside the bathroom door, I can hear like all this ruckus going on. So I'm like, okay, people are getting found. And then I hear my other cousin go, Pinky, like, you're the last one left, okay? Like you win. And I'm like, me? How am I the last one? And as I'm like sitting in the bathtub connecting the dots, what do I hear? Outside the bathroom door, I hear my cousin Sati's. Oh! And he goes, yo, I think she's in the bathroom. If he's out there, who the fuck is in the closet? My heart literally dropped to my ass and it started shaking. And like now I'm like sweating, my ears are getting hot, and I'm like, who the freak is in the bathroom with me? And suddenly like no one's talking anymore. Like there's no one in the closet talking to me anymore. And as I'm about to like shit my pants, the bathroom door opens, okay? And the light turns on. And they're like, Pinky, if you're in here, like you win. Yo, I literally jumped out of that bathtub, okay? And then I get out and I was like, wait, Satis, were you not in the bathroom? And he's like, no, I left. You left? And I was like, no, you didn't. You were literally in the closet. Then everyone starts looking at each other and looks at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, no, you were literally just in, we just had a full conversation. You were just in the closet. And then my cousin, I don't know if it was Sabram or Soya, but my other cousin goes, no, he left. I saw him leave the bathroom. I was like, what do you mean you saw him leave the bathroom? I was like, when did you see him leave the bathroom? And she's like, he left like the beginning of the round. And so I was like, wait, why did you leave? And he was like, I don't know, I just didn't want to hide in there or something like that, okay? And I was like, what the frick? Then who the freak was I just talking to? And now we're all like shitting ourselves. We're all shitting ourselves. Yo. And the cherry on top. Tell me why. Then afterwards, we finally built the courage to open the closet door. So we opened the closet door, okay? Empty. Think about it though, like I was in the bathtub where I could clearly see everything. So if he were to leave the bathroom, I feel like I would have seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like to this day, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. One of my cousins were like, yeah, like I heard you talking, but you were just talking to yourself. What? So to this day, we don't know who was in the closet, who was I talking to, and why I wanted me to come in there. Hey guys, story time about some paranormal activities I have experienced before. I'm already getting scared. So, I have 2 stories for you guys, but they're kind of like short, so I don't know if I'm gonna all like put it all in this video or maybe I'll do like a part 2. But the first story that I have for you guys, okay, buckle up, get your popcorn, get something. But basically, this first story is when I was like 11 and we used to live in my old house, okay? And I shit you not, I think my old house was low-key haunted. Because it's not just me, I know other people that have experienced paranormal stuff, like my cousins, for example. So, like, but this was when I was 11 and I was living in my old house, okay? So this particular day, it was like thunderstorming. Like it was thunderstorming so bad. Like we had literally a flood warning, okay? And I was in my room and I was playing Roblox. Like Roblox was life for me back then, okay? So I'm playing Roblox on my big ass family computer, okay? So I'm sitting in my room, I'm playing Roblox, okay? And I hear my mom calling me. She's like, Priyanka! And I don't know what is it with parents calling you and then not answering back? Like, what the frick? So I was like, Hajur, and she don't want to answer me. And I'm like, okay, girl, whatever. So I go back to grinding on Roblox, okay? She calls me again, but this time a little louder. She's like, Priyanka! And like now I'm looking getting scared because I'm like, did I do something wrong? Like what's wrong? So I'm like, so I yell a little bit louder. I'm like, Hajur! Still no reply. So I'm like, okay, whatever, like, I guess I'll just go out in the hallway. So I walk out into the hallway, okay? I walk out into the hallway, and I'm standing on the top of the stairs, and I'm like, Hajur, okay? Still no response. So I'm like, okay, like, now you're just playing games with me. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I turn around to go back. Oh, my God! I'm scared, stop. I turn around to go back into my room, and as I'm about to walk, I hear my mom from downstairs in the kitchen go, "Muniaizo," which means come downstairs, okay? And I feel like you guys aren't gonna believe me, but it like sounded like my mom, but it didn't sound like my mom. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? So she was like, "Muniaizo," okay? And I was like, okay. But I was smart. I was smart. I went to go pause my game because I was like, oh, like, what if I have to do something? And I basically didn't want to lose, okay? So I was like, okay, like, let me go pause my game. So I go back to my room and I pause my Roblox game, okay? And as I go back into my room to pause my Roblox, I just feel so, like, uncomfortable. I feel so uncomfortable and so eerie, okay? I'm like, something isn't right. Like, I just didn't know what. But I paused my game, and I go back outside. And as I'm about to walk down the stairs to go to the kitchen, my mom literally walks out of her room. Oh my god, I'm scared. She walks out of her room and she's like, "Why are you yelling?" And I'm like, "Girl, you literally just called me to come downstairs." And she was like, "No, I didn't." And I was like, "Yes, you did. I literally just talked to you." She's like, "No, I didn't." She was like, "I was in the bathroom. I was in my bathroom. I was cleaning my bathroom. I have literally not spoken to you." And I was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" She was like, "Stop yelling." And then she went back to her room. So now I'm standing in the middle of the hallway and I'm looking at my mom's room. I'm looking downstairs like, oh, what the frick? And like to this day, I still think about like what would have happened if I were to have gone downstairs. What was waiting for me in the kitchen? Oh my god. I'm so scared. Like what was it? But yeah, that was my first paranormal experience, okay? My second one, yo, low-key kind of scarier. I hate to be the one, but come back for part 2. Welcome to part 2 of paranormal activities I have experienced. So this one was when we had very first moved into my house, okay? And we had moved into my old house when I was in like 2nd grade. So I was like, how old? Girl, I don't know. You do the math, okay? But we had moved in when I was about to start 2nd grade. So the very first night that we moved in, I wanted to sleep by myself because I had my very own pink room and I was like, I want to sleep by myself. But the thing is, I was scared of the dark and I just hated sleeping alone because I always felt like someone was watching me. And to this day, don't tell nobody, but I'm low-key kind of still scared. Aww. But stop it, don't tell anyone, okay? So first night we moved in, I was like, I'm gonna sleep by myself because I'm just that girl. So that night, I went to my room with my little stuffed animal, and, you know, I go to bed, okay? But I ended up waking up, like, around, like, 2 or 3 in the morning because I had to piss, okay? So I get up to go piss in the middle of the night. So I go piss, right? I do my business. I come back. And it's pitch black in my room, obviously. So I'm having trouble, like, finding my way into the bed. So I finally find my way back into the bed, and I go under the covers, and I'm all, like, snuggled up. All snuggled up in my bed. Hold my hand. I shit you not, okay? I literally, bro, I'm being so for real. I felt the covers, like, lift a little bit, okay? And I was like, what the frick? I was like, what the hell? I thought it was maybe, like, my feet or something. Like, maybe my feet had, like, jerked it or something. So I was like, what the heck? And I was like, okay, whatever, like, it's fine. Because I'm already scared, so I was like, whatever. Like, you're just gonna scare yourself more. So I closed my eyes, okay? And then I'm scared. I literally shit you not. Something fully yanked the blanket. Oh my god! Something like so forcefully just like grabbed the blanket. And I literally like I was like, what was that? But obviously I was not about to pull no white girl move and like be like, who was it? So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go back to sleep. So I grab my blanket again and I turn around to the face of the wall. I turn around to face the wall and, you know, I close my eyes and I'm trying to fall back asleep. Oh my god, I promise. I swear on my life, I swear on my whole family lineage this happened, okay? Hold my hand. As I'm facing the wall and I'm trying to go to sleep, okay? I feel like this presence behind me. Oh my god, I'm scared. I feel this presence behind me, okay? And I'm like, okay, like, I'm closing my eyes tighter. I'm closing my eyes tighter and I'm trying to fall asleep. The blanket lifts up a little bit again, okay? The blanket lifts up a little bit again. And then, oh my god! And then something fully touched my back. It was a hand fully grasped my back. Bro, you best believe I ran out of that room. I literally opened my eyes and I freaking flew out that door. I was not about to play no games. I literally flew out of my room. I slammed my parents' door open and I was like, I don't want to sleep by myself. And my mom was like, I told you. Told me what, girl? Told me what? But like, oh my god. And like, oh, I don't know what it was, but I promise like something literally like touched me. And the next morning when I woke up, I had a huge bruise on my back. Like it was literally so big. I don't know what it was. But yeah, those are the two like paranormal experiences that I always think about to this day that I've experienced before. But anyways, let me know if you guys have ever experienced any paranormal activity. And if you have, comment down below so I can read it. But yeah, so that I know it doesn't sound scary, but at the time, bro, I literally like shit myself. Story time about how I got flashed and caught this kid jerking it in preschool. So this is back when I used to live in PA, and I think my preschool was a private school actually. It was like Francis something. But anyways, so it was in preschool and there was this guy. I don't remember his name, but I know it started with a D. It was like Deshaun, Dominic, Despacito, like I don't know, but Deshaun sounds the closest, so we're just gonna go with Deshaun, okay? So Deshaun, yo, he was a freak bot. This kid was a freak bot. He was so touchy, and you would think like preschool, like how old are you? Like I don't even know how old. Like you would think like how does a kid know how to do that? Anyways, but I was a very quiet kid, mostly because I used to get bullied a lot because I was brown. So I was very quiet, and I just like kind of kept to myself and like my 2-3 friends that I had. But Deshaun, he was like a popular kid, I guess. I don't know. So he was really popular and he was just like friends with everybody, but he was so weird on the girls. Like he would overly weirdly like be close and I don't know, okay, I'm scared. But he had it out for me, yo. I don't know what it was. He would always sit next to me, always want to pair up with me. Like, bro, I remember this one time it was recess, right? And it was indoor recess, and I'm trying to build my Legos and shit, and what the frick do I... Hey, get the... What the... Like, you get what I'm saying? He would always just be in my personal space. Like, bro, back up. Back up. Like I said, he was a freak bot. So he would be touching people in places that he's not supposed to. But I don't know why the teachers low-key just let that slide. Like, what the hell? Okay, whatever. Let me stop, like, edging you guys, okay? So this was during lunchtime. And me and my 2 friends, I literally only had 2 friends. Oh. So me and my 2 friends, we would sit actually like really far. We were very like antisocial because again, bullying. So we just like kind of kept to ourselves. And Deshaun, he was sitting like I think like 2 or 3 tables down. And he was like, yo, like come over. And me and my friends were like, who? Us? He was like, yeah, come over. And we were like, okay. So we made our way down. Okay, sat down on the table. And he's like across from us, okay? So, or from me, basically. He's across from me. And you know, like, he's like staring at me real bad. And I'm like, oh my god. And he goes, come here. Back the woo! He's like, come here. And I'm like, yeah. Look under the table. No! And I was like, why? And he was like, just like, look under the table. And my cutesy bootsy self was like, okay. So I look under the table. His whole schlong was out. He's holding it in his hand under the table. And I'm like, what is that? And everyone around me was just acting normal. And I was like, what, do I scream? Do I jump? Do I cry? Do I fart? Like what? And then, oh my god. And then he starts stroking it. He starts stroking it while he's like making dead eye contact with me. He's like, I'm like, what the frick? No, it gets worse. Wait. After about like 2 minutes of him like just stroking it and like we're like making eye contact because I don't know what to do. Hold my hand. He came. Oh my god. What the he Like, and it was like all over my, like, my uniform, because we used to have uniforms, and it was all over my uniform, and I was like, what the heck? And like, oh my god, that's actually, this is, oh my god. And I didn't know what to do, and like lunch ended, and my teacher was like, what did you get on your skirt? And I was like, oh, like it's just like milk, it's just milk. And she was like, okay, like make sure you wash that for tomorrow. And I was like, okay. Oh my god. Story time about how I got touched back in my country. So this was back in 2022 when I had gone back to my country. And if you know anything about going back to countries, you know that it is so sketch out there. So basically, we had gone for like a month-long trip, okay? And the last 2 days, me and my mom, we were just trying to shop for our family members, you know, trying to get souvenirs in. The whole trip, it was me, my parents, and my uncle. And my uncle and my dad were low-key like my bodyguard. I was 13 and I had like my uncle and my dad, like my personal bodyguards. So the whole trip, they were always by my side, low-key scaring the huzz away. But yeah, but they were like just by my side the entire time. But the last 2 days that me and my mom wanted to go shopping, they miraculously somehow caught a stomach flu. And they were low-key like shitting themselves, like dead ass. So me and my mom were like, okay, let's just go by ourselves. Like, let's just grab a little bit of stuff and get the freak back home. So my mom was in the store and she was shopping for like my aunts and stuff, okay? She's shopping for clothes. And I was done with shopping. Like, I was like, can we just go back? So I was like, I'm just gonna stay outside the store, okay? So my mom goes in, she's shopping, and I'm waiting outside. And when I'm alone, I think I have really good, like, I'm very aware of my surroundings. But when I have someone there with me, like my dad, like, I'm like, la 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 la, you know what I'm saying? So I was very like, don't get me. Like, I was like, you know? And as I'm like scoping out the scenery, I see these like group of schoolboys, okay? Oh my god. I see these group of schoolboys. They were in like a group of like 6. But yeah, they were in like a group of 6. And they just kept looking at me. And I was like, oh my god. Like, I did not want to play the main character. I was like, Priya, you is not the main character, girl. Like, these people do not want you. I was like, stop being so self-centered. So I was like, okay, like, they're probably not even looking at me, okay? So I was like, whatever. So my mom finishes at the store, okay? My mom finishes at the store, and she's like, okay, let's go to that store. So I'm like, okay. So I follow her, okay? I follow her, la 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 la. I turn around. The schoolboys are literally following us. I was like, oh, hell no. So I'm like, okay, let's pick up the pace. So I'm like, we're like walking faster. Okay. And my freaking mom, she stops at another store. Oh my god. I'm not even like 3 feet, okay? Like, so she's like, just wait out here, I'll be really quick. And I'm like, bro, like, when you come out here, I'm not gonna be out here. Like, what the freak are you on? So she gets in the store, and I'm waiting there. I'm like, I need to find some sort of safety, okay? So I go to this like stall. Where they were like, you know, street food. So I was like, I'm hanging out near the stall. The guys, they're like on the other side of the stall now, okay? And they're in their group, and I can hear them like whispering and like, and I'm like, oh my god. And one of the guy, he comes around to my side, okay? He comes around to my side, and oh my god, hold my hand. He's like asking like the guy at the street food. He's like, oh, like, does your food have like he's just asking stupid shit, okay? And I'm like waiting there. And I shit you not, he like graces his hand on my ass cheek. I was like, that's it. Like, I'm gonna be on the news. I was like, I'm gonna be on the news. I'm done. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like scooching. I'm like, I kid you not. He goes to sniff. What the? So after he does that, I think it was like a signal or something. I don't even know, okay? Then they all start coming over. And I'm literally about to like fly away because I'm so scared. And mind you, this is my first time ever going back to my country, okay? So I'm already like, so they all come over. And they're all, and it's super crowded in that area, okay? So like, I'm like being pushed left and right. And I'm like, I don't know what to do because I'm just such a petite, skinny queen. And they all come over, okay? And at this point, I'm low-key being touched everywhere. Like, oh my god, I can't. I'm being touched everywhere, but like I don't like, because it was so crowded in that area, I didn't know what, like, who was touching me where, okay? So I'm being touched left and right, and it's not like a quick touch, it's like a full graze. And I'm like, what the actual, and I'm still like scooching, okay? I'm still moving, like, you know, like I'm still moving, okay? Then, oh my god, it got really bad, okay? It got really bad. Then one of the guys fully goes in for a coochie grab. He fully coochie grabs me. I'm laughing, but it wasn't funny. Stop laughing. Why are you laughing? He goes in for a full coochie grab. I was like, that's when I had to say something. So I turn around and I'm like, what is going on? And they're like, what? You know, like, like oblivious. And I'm like, you just touched me. And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, okay, we can really play. I don't play. So I was like, okay, we can really play. So what I'm about to tell you, I'm not very proud of it, but it had to be done in that moment, okay? So I'm like, okay, we can play these games. We can play. So I turn around and I'm facing them now, okay? And like, we're still being squished because, you know, people are trying to get in and get their food. It's not funny. I like when I see the chance, when I see the moment, I take my hand and I punch the guy's butt. I get a good hit. And out of nowhere he goes, no! And all his friends like, what happened? And then I walked away. But before I walked away, I made sure to get another hit on another guy. So as I'm walking, I was like, and I walked away. And the other one was like, oh! And I walked away like the queen I am. But it's also crazy to me how, like, there was people, like, around me that were seeing all this happen, and no one was doing anything. Like, what the heck? Ew, like, ugh. Hey guys, story time on my first ever sleep paralysis demon. Yep. Also, first of all, 90K? What the heck? Aww. Are any of you guys real? Comment down below. I also look a mess because I just came back from dinner. But I'm not gonna keep you guys waiting anymore. Here we go. This actually happened like, I think 2-3 years ago. I was 15 and we were living in this house. This is actually the very room that I experienced it in. So it was, I think it was around like winter, okay? So it was around like winter and I was sleeping in my room and okay, hold on. But before I had like what the fuck? Before I fell asleep, okay? I just had like such like, I don't know what to say. Like, I just wasn't feeling good basically, okay? But finally I like convinced myself to go to sleep. So I go to sleep. Okay, like I'm snug as a bug in a rug. Hey. I'm snug as a bug in a rug. And in the middle of the night, I just like, I wake up. I wake up in the middle of the night. I'm like, and I'm like looking around the room. Oh my god, wait, I left out a detail. This was the first time I ever wanted to sleep with the lights off, okay? I don't know if you guys know, but I cannot sleep in the dark, okay? Well, I couldn't. I was just so like scared. But that night, I was like, I'm gonna sleep in the dark. I was like, no way, like, you can be scared of the dark. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just challenge myself. So I slept in the dark. So I wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm, like, looking around the room, and I'm just like, I don't know, like, I'm just not feeling it. So I'm like, okay, like, let me just turn around to turn on the light. Yo! I try to move my body, and I literally can't. And I've never experienced this before, okay? So I'm like, what the heck? So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, but I can't move. And I'm like, nah, that's sussy baka. Finally, I hear something outside of my room. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's just like my parents, you know? Then my door, oh my god, hold my hand. Hold it, okay? Then my door, like, opens, okay? My door just like, it opens, okay? And I'm still laying there because I can't move my body. I'm like looking, I'm like, what the frick is that? Yo, I shit you not, okay? I see this tall ass figure. I see a tall ass black figure literally enter my room, okay? It crouches and it enters my room. I'm scared. Okay. It enters my room, okay? And for the first like 5 seconds, it just stands at my doorway. and I'm making like eye contact, okay? We're basically like, we're flirting at this act. I'm gagged, okay? I'm sitting there, it's looking at me, I'm looking at it, and I'm like we're making eye contact, and I can't move. Like internally, I was like, ah! But like outside, I was like, make it stop, make it stop. Then finally, after like a good like 5 minutes of it just standing there, it starts walking towards me. It starts walking towards me. I've also never experienced this before, so obviously I'm literally shitting myself. And it walks towards me, and it just like stands next to me, okay? It stands next to me, and it crouches down, and it just like looks at me. It just looks at me, and I'm like, what the frag? And then it starts whispering, okay? It's like, okay, ASMR. But it starts whispering things, okay? I'm like, what the actual fart is going on? And I'm still trying to move, and I literally can't. So I'm like, okay, freak it, I'll just go back to sleep, okay? So I close my eyes, okay? I close my eyes, and I can like feel it moving around my room. It's like moving around my room. Oh my god, I'm so scared. Oh my god. It's like moving around my room, then finally it stops, okay? It stops. And I'm like, whew, that was a close one. So I open my eye, okay? Hold my hand. I open my eye, I look at my door. My door is still open, okay? So I'm like, okay, fire. I turn like to look for my peripheral vision. It is laying in bed with me. Literally laying in bed with me. Why are they trying to get freaky yet? No, stop. It's not funny. I was like dying. And I've never closed my eyes so. I was like, and then I started praying. And okay, it felt like forever. And I just kept praying. Then finally, I built up the courage to open my eyes again, okay? So I opened my eyes again, and this time I could move. And bro, I literally leaped. I leaped, and I turned my light on. And I just like, I was like sweating. Like I turned the light on, I stood up, and I was like hyperventilating, and I was sweating. Wait, hold my hand. I pissed the bed. Yo, I ended up pissing the bed. But it was so scary, you guys. You don't understand, okay? Literally so traumatizing. And sometimes, still to this day, I still get like sleep paralysis, but it's not bad as like the first time that I experienced it. But yeah, let me know if you guys have ever experienced sleep paralysis, and let me know how your experience was, because mine was crazy. Story time on how a ghost saw my Gucci. So this is my very first paranormal experience. Like I was super duper young. Also, I'm gonna attempt to do my makeup and talk at the same time, but I low-key might end up forgetting. So this was at my cousin's old house, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, I think her house was haunted. Like I'm not joking. Why are you laughing? I'm not joking. But her house was like super old, and I guess like a lot of stuff had happened in there before, so haunted. So basically what happened was we were all there for like I think like it was someone's birthday. I don't know. But we were all there, you know, and the whole familia was there. Everyone was there, and we had like finished cutting the cake, and everyone was downstairs. Wait, no, I lied. Okay, so her house had 4 floors basically, okay? So they had like the very basement, and like I guess like a basement, and then her living room, and then her upstairs, okay? So everyone was in the living room playing cards. And me and my cousins, we were all not at the basement, but we were at like the basement, you know, playing. Okay, wait, let me do my contour. Okay, so we're all playing, okay? Me and my cousin were all playing, and I had to pee so bad. I have such a bad habit of holding my piss until the very last minute, okay? I remember I pissed myself once. Oh my god, that's a story for another time, okay? So I had to pee really bad, so like I'm gonna go pee. They had a bathroom downstairs where we were playing, but someone was in the bathroom. So I was like, okay, whatever, like I'll go upstairs, I guess. Already, like I hated her house so much because I would hear stories all the time. So already I'm shitting myself because I'm like, do I have to go upstairs? But I was like, freak it, like I'm not a scaredy cat. Mama ain't raised no quitter, okay? So I was like, freak it. I'm gonna go to the upstairs bathroom. Okay, so I get to the upstairs bathroom, right? I'm like, there's someone in the bathroom. Are you serious? I'm like, bro, no freaking way. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just go into the master bedroom to use their bathroom, okay? So I walk to the master bedroom. Okay, open the door. Shit's dark as hell in there. Already I'm scared. I'm like, whatever. So I walk to the bathroom. It's locked. Oh, hell. Are you serious? Are you serious? So I'm like, bruh. So I'm like, whatever. So I walk back out, okay? And as I'm walking back out, the bathroom's open. I'm like, who the freak was in the bathroom? Who was it? Because I didn't see no one come out. I didn't hear the door open. Like, who the freak was in the bathroom? I'm like, whatever. Because I have to pee. I'm like, whatever. So I brushed it off, okay? So I go in the bathroom. Oh my god. Hold my hand. Wait, let me blend this out. So I walk into the bathroom. I close the door behind me, okay? I look over. The bathroom curtain is closed. I'm like, what the heck, Yante? Because if you know, there could be anything behind that. But I'm like, whatever, because I have to pee so bad. I'm like, whatever. So I sit down. I'm doing my business, right? I'm doing my business. I shit you not. I shit you not. Oh my god. I shit you not. Mid piss. I look up. Bro, mid piss. I look up like at the bathtub, you know? There is someone up there. I look up. Oh my god. I look up, okay? I'm literally naked. Bare buns out. I'm bare booty butt naked pissing, okay? And I see big ass head. Oh my god, yo. Whatever was in that house. I'm so scared. Whatever was in that house, its energy was so strong. Oh my god. I look up and I see this big ass head peeking out of the corner of the top of the tub, okay? And it's just looking at me. It's dead ass just looking at me, yo. And its hair was like I don't know how to describe it. Like, oh my god, I'm so scared. Stop! Stop! Hold my hand, I'm so scared. Then as soon as I see it, I gasp, right? I'm like, oh! And it like crawls back. It crawls back into the bathtub. Bro, I didn't even have time to wipe. I didn't do none of that. And I'm screaming like in the bath. I'm like, ah! Yo, I levitated off that toilet. I was like, I levitated. I was ready to go. I was like, let's go. Then I start crying. What would you do? Right. So I start crying and I'm like, what the fuck? Then my cousin came. My dada comes knocking on the door. And he's like, boom, boom, boom. He's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no. So I opened the door from K. I opened the door. I'm so scared. I don't even care. Like, I don't even care. Wait, before you get the wrong idea. Obviously, I pulled my pants up, girl too. But I opened the door. K opened the door. And he sees it too. He sees it too. So now I know I'm not tweaking, okay? So now I know it's not in my head. It's not in my head. He sees it too and he's like, get out. He's like, get out. I didn't even wash my hands. I didn't do none. I literally, I flew out of that bathroom. Then my cousin goes downstairs to tell the parents, like, what we just saw. Basically, long story short, after that, they ended up getting, like, a cleansing of the house. But after the incident, worse stuff started to happen. Like, I'm talking, like conjuring type shit. And to everyone who's gonna be in my comments, this is fake. You're fake. This always a fake. Your mom's fake. Nah, I'm just kidding, guys. Love you guys. Hi guys, story time on my cousin's haunted house. Okay, so boom. Me and my cousin, we lived fairly close to each other. So during the summer, every time me and my mom, we would walk to my cousin's house. So this one time we walked over to her house. What the frick? Why'd I just change accents? So we walked over to her house and, you know, we were having a good time playing around. But I wanted to stay longer. So I was like, Mom, can I sleep over? And she was like, do a flip. And I was like, I bet. So after I put on the performance of a lifetime, I finally convinced my mom to let me sleep over. Yes. So that night, me and my cousin, we wanted to sleep in the guest room because we were going to be hella loud. Like, who actually goes to sleep at a sleepover? And my didi had work in the morning, so we didn't want to disturb them. So instead of sleeping in the master bedroom, we slept in the guest room. So we go to sleep. Okay, we sleep around like 12, and I end up waking up in the middle of the night. I think it was around like 3, maybe 2. I wake up in the middle of the night to go piss, okay? Oh my god, what is up with me and pissing? So I wake up to go piss. So I get to the bathroom. I walk to the bathroom, close the door, and I pee, and I'm doing my business, okay? So as I'm finishing up peeing, I look down at the door. There's someone there. You know when you can like see like a shadow, like of someone standing outside the door? I saw a shadow. And then, hold my hand, hold it! And then I hear, and at first I thought it was her grandma, because her grandma was like in the room next to us. So I was like, oh, maybe she just had to come piss too. So I was like, Matu, which means like, I'm in here, okay? Dead silence. Silence. It was so quiet that you could hear like the remaining piss from my coochie, like literally like bloop, bloop. Then after like a good like 5 minutes of this person just standing out there, they walk away. Like I can hear it, like I can hear the floorboards creaking, and I could see like the shadow like disappear, okay? So I'm like, whew. So I finish my business and I go to the sink to wash my hands. So I'm washing my hands, I'm washing my hands. What do I hear? Damn! Then chills ran down my spine. So I literally snap my neck, and I look at the bathroom door again. There's someone there. So at this point, I'm thinking maybe like the grandma has to pee really, really bad. So I'm like, okay, like let me like get out the bathroom. Oh my god! So I go to the bathroom door. Okay, I'm walking to the bathroom door, and as soon as I put my hand on the handle, I can hear someone breathing. Like if I put my ear close enough to the door, I could hear like. And I was like, okay, like that is not, who is that? So I put my ear on the door, and I'm like, hello? I know, some white people shit, like what the frick? But I put it, and I'm like, hello? Cool. Which means, who is it? Silence. No! So now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, okay, I either open this door and get eaten alive by whatever's out there, or I sleep in the bathtub. Then I'm frantic. I'm pacing back and forth. I'm like, what the frick do I do? And then I hear it walking away. Okay, I hear it walking away. So I'm like, oh my god, thank God. I'm like, thank God. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sprint to the room. Okay, but I was panicking. Okay, I was panicking. So I opened the door. I opened the door, and I'm looking. Okay, it's pitch black out there. By the way, the only light is the bathroom light. So I'm making sure the coast is clear, and I make a run for it. I was like, I ran. I didn't even turn off the bathroom light. I was so scared. I didn't even turn off the bathroom light. I just ran to the room, okay? And as soon as I get in the room, okay, I get in the room, and the bathroom and like the guest room, it's not that far, okay? It's like it's not that far. So as soon as I get into the room, okay, I look out into the hallway. I see at the very end of the hallway. Oh my god! Hold my hand! At the very end of the hallway, I see someone standing there. I see someone standing there, and it's looking dead into my soul. I couldn't see a face. I didn't see nothing. All I just saw was a silhouette of a person just standing there. And then I'm looking at it. It's looking at me, and like we're just like I physically couldn't move. I felt like I was like in a trance. Then, oh my god, I shit you not. Then it starts running towards me. It literally starts sprinting towards me. And then that's when I like snapped out of it. I snapped out of it, and I shut the door so fast. I shut the door so freaking fast. Then cherry on top. I went to go jump onto the bed. And I missed the bed. And it made the loudest noise ever. It was like boom. Then I wake up the next morning. I woke up with like the biggest bruise ever on my shoulder. Like it hurt so bad. And as we were eating breakfast, my didi was asking me like what happened last night? And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, I heard this really loud noise. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. Story time on how I pissed myself. So this happened when I was around like 11 and we were at a wedding. And yo, I have such a bad habit of holding my piss. I don't know what it is, okay? I literally cannot hold my piss. Like I just can't. Like when I have to go, I have to go. So we had gone to this wedding. It was, I think, one of my dad's friends' wedding. I'm not sure, okay? And it was like a long drive. Like I'm talking probably like an 8-hour drive. And during the drive, we had stopped so many times to piss. Well, me specifically, okay? And I felt so bad. So, like, I think we had about, like, 3 hours left of the drive. And I was just holding my piss in. Like, I was holding it in because I didn't want, like, I don't want to stop again, okay? So, I had been holding my piss in for 3 freaking hours, okay? 3 freaking hours. Then finally we get to the wedding and, you know, like, it started and, you know, everyone's ready to go. Everyone's getting litty. So the wedding has started, and as you guys know, I love to dance. So people were asking me, like, can you, like, come dance? Like, you know, do you want to do a performance? And I was like, yeah. I was like, hell yeah. Like, yeah. Whole time I'm about to piss myself. Whole time I'm about to leave. And I was like, yeah, sure, of course. Okay, so I get to dancing, okay? It took me, like, kind of a long time to find the song that I wanted to do because I didn't have a dance prepared, you know, beforehand. So it took me some time to find the song. Oh, and, like, after I found the song, there was someone else that was dancing, so I was like, oh, like, let me go use the bathroom, okay? So, because I didn't want to piss myself. So I was like, let me just run to the bathroom really quickly, okay? So as I'm walking to the bathroom, oh my god, no! As I'm walking to the bathroom, right? I'm almost there. Someone stops me. No! This auntie stops me and she goes, where are you going? And I was like, oh, like I have to use the bathroom. She's like, no, come on, like it's your turn to dance, right? Come on, I want to see. Bro, frick you. Frick her, bro, frick her. So I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, okay. So, you know, I go back with her, okay? Then they call me up to the stage, you know, and I'm getting ready to dance. I'm getting ready. This is a very personal story, by the way. I haven't told anyone, so the fact that I'm telling you guys, don't tell nobody. Deadass, don't tell nobody. Deadass, don't tell nobody. So I'm dancing, okay? I'm like, right? I'm dancing, and I'm almost done with the dance, okay? I'm almost done with the dance. But every time I would do a step, I was this much closer to literally pissing myself. Oh my god. But I was like, no, Priyanka, like, you have to push through. Oh my god, hold my hand. Hold it. I'm getting down to, like, the last, like, I want to say, like, a minute of the songs left, okay? And I'm like, I'm like, yes, I made it. I can go use the bathroom after this. I deadass shit you not. Oh my god, I shit you not. I literally shit you not. I was doing a spinning step, okay? I'm spinning, like, it's the end of the song. I'm like, yes. The next thing you know, I feel this warm liquid down my leg. I pissed myself. I literally was spinning, and as I'm spinning, there's piss coming out of me. No! So what do? I keep spinning. Yup, I keep spinning. Finally, the music stops, okay? Music stops, and I looked. It's not funny, like, deadass, stop. I look down, and there's just... There's a bottle of piss on the floor. And I look up at the crowd, and everyone is flabbergasted. My mom, she's like, yeah, embarrassing, so embarrassing. Then I run to the bathroom because I was like, ain't no freaking way, ain't no way. Boy, ain't no way. I run to the bathroom, and I go to the bathroom, and I'm crying, okay? And I'm literally crying because, like, what the frick just happened? Then to literally top it off, oh my god, to top it off, I get to the stall, and I'm taking, like, you know, I'm like, I need to dry myself. I fall in the toilet. Oh my god! I fall into the toilet. Thank God I had to change the clothes, bro. But that was so embarrassing. I was in, like jeans and a shirt for the rest of the freaking wedding. Like, it was so embarrassing. Oh my god. Story time on how the guy I was talking to ended up being my cousin. So this was when I was like 13. I know, bro. Lots of crazy stories, bro. I don't know what happened when I was 13. I was moving like you know? But when I was 13, I used to like age fish. Like I would go around telling people I was like 17, 18, whole time I'm 13. So because I used to like age fish, I would get huzz. So one time this guy texted me, okay, we're gonna call him Sujan, okay? So Sujan texted me and I was like, wait. I was like, let's go see what's up with Lulu. So I texted Sujan back, okay? And he was, I want to say he was almost 20. He was almost 20, but he thought that I was like 17, 18 because that's what I was telling people. So me and Sujan, we get to talking, okay? Like we're talking back and forth, like, we're having pretty good conversation. He also lived far. So I was like, thank God. Because I was not trying to meet up with him, like, ew. So I was actually really glad that he lived kind of far. And then my secret would never be exposed. So me and Sujan, we talked for like a good 2 weeks, okay? Also, Sujan was kind of weird. He said, I love you the first week. Like, thanks. So then after a while, I just got bored. And I was like, yeah, next. So I didn't like ghost him, but I just stopped talking to him like less. You know what I'm saying? So me and Sujan just kind of stopped like talking regularly. Like I would like reply maybe like once a day. So then like kind of like summer rolls around. So there was a wedding coming up, and it wasn't like a close family wedding. It was like an extended family wedding, okay? Meaning I didn't know any of these people. I have never in my life met any of these people. So we end up going to this wedding, okay? We go to this wedding, and I'm sitting at a table, and I'm like I'm eating my food, okay? And all of a sudden, I look to my left. I see Sujan walk in. I see Sujan walk into the wedding. And I'm like, no. And I'm hoping like he didn't see me. Bro, tell me why we make direct eye contact. I'm like, frag. So I try to hide. I'm like praying that he didn't see me. Yo, tell me why 5 seconds later I feel a little frag. It's Sujan. No! He's like, hey. And I'm like, hey. So basically he ends up sitting down at the table, and we're just talking one-on-one, okay? And this kid is flirting with me. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. He was flirting with me. And I was like, ah. So I was like, I need to get out. I was like, I gotta go. So I made an excuse. I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, okay? And he was like, okay, come back fast. No. So I walked to the bathroom, okay? I'm actually running, by the way. So I'm like running to the bathroom. I get in the bathroom, and I'm like, and this auntie sees me, and she's like, oh my God, Priyanka! And I'm like, me? Do I know you? And she's like, you got so big. I remember when you were this little. And I was like, do I know you? And she's like, you don't know me, but like, me and your mom, like, we go way back. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, okay, well, it's nice to meet you, auntie. Like, we talked for a little bit, and she's like, okay, nice to meet you. And she leaves the bathroom, I do my business in the bathroom, and then I dip too. So I'm walking back to the table, okay? I'm walking back to the table, and what do I see? I see Sujan talking to the auntie that I just saw in the bathroom. So I'm like, Bro, I shit you not. I literally shit you not. I go to the table, I sit down, okay? And she goes, oh my God, hold my hand. She goes, oh my God, Priyanka, have you met my son, Sujan? What? No! I'm like, no. Bro, me and Sujan, we look at each other and we're like, and then to top it off, my mom comes too. And she goes, oh my God, you met your Tula mommy. No! Which basically means like aunt, okay? And I was like, bro, say you swear that's my aunt. Say you swear that's my aunt. And then my mom goes, yeah. And then like, you met your Sujan dada. Bro, I couldn't even like look at him in the eye after that. I was like, no freaking way. So then my mom and my aunt, they leave the table, okay? So me and Sujan are just sitting there like, tell me why he goes, bro, I shit you not. Hold my hand. He goes, I don't care that you're my cousin. Brother, what? I was literally like, what? I was like, oh nah, oh heck no, oh heck no. So I literally left. I literally ran. I don't even know what happened. Like, I just left. After the wedding was over, me and Sujan, like, we literally never talked. Like we never talked. And then, a couple weeks later, I get a text, okay? It's from Sujan. And I'm like, what does my cousin want? He texted me saying, yo, you're fucking weird. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, you told me you were 17, 18. You're 13. No! No! I was like, bro, no way. I was like, oh yeah, like, I'm kind of sorry about that. And he's like, that's okay. Hold my hand, hold my hand, hold my hand, hold my hand. Hold my hand. He goes, I don't mind. What? Bro, I was like, what? What the freak? I was like, bro, you're weird. I was actually so scared for my safety. Bro, I literally press blocked so freaking fast. I was like, oh nah, you're weird. I was like, you're weird. Then after that, me and Sujan have never talked. Like, it's been probably like 5 years. We've never talked. I've never seen him. Oh, fingers crossed. Hey guys, story time on my worst clinical experience ever. So I have 2 stories for you guys. And I feel like when you think clinical, you think like, oh, like, you know, standing next to a person, walking around. No, this was the real deal. This was us going in and putting everything we've learned and doing it on real life people. And I've never, ever. So I was literally shitting myself already, okay? So we go in the first day. We go in and my teacher splits us up into 2 groups, okay? We have rehab and we have, other one, I forget. But me and my friends, we ended up being in the same group, and we were like, okay, like, let's form a group and go help out, you know what I'm saying? So first things first, we pass breakfast, we pass meals, and we help feed the residents, okay? Then every group had to do a shower. So there was a certain number of showers that we had to do for the residents before the afternoon. And every group had done their shower except for my group. So the end of the day rolls around and my teacher's like, we have one more shower. Who hasn't done a shower? So obviously I was like, us, like our group hasn't done a shower. And she was like, okay, like grab all your stuff and the resident take them to the shower room. And we were like, yes, ma'am. We were like, yes, ma'am. So we get into the shower, okay? And I am in no shape or way or form shaming this resident or blaming them. Like, it was just a crazy experience, okay? Because I've never experienced it before. So we get into the shower and we're helping the resident kind of undress himself, okay? And he's very, like, agitated. He's like, I don't want to shower. I don't want to shower. And we're like, you have to, like, you know, like, it's to help you be clean. Like, you know, we're trying to low-key gaslight him. And finally, he's like, okay, like, you know, he gives into it. And we're taking his clothes off. And I go to take his brief, okay? I go to take off his brief. And he's like, I feel kind of weird. And I'm like, oh, like, what is it that you're feeling? Because I was genuinely wanting to know what he was feeling. And he goes, I don't know. Like, my stomach low-key hurts. And I was like, okay. So I get his brief off, okay? I get his brief off. And I put it in a plastic bag. And I turn around. And he looks like, he's like, and I'm like, bruh, I literally shit you not. I literally shit you not, okay? The next thing you know, all we hear is bloop. The poor resident, he shit himself. No, I know I'm not supposed to be laughing, but bro, and me and my group, we look at each other like, like I'm telling you, I feel like in a like doing it on a mannequin versus doing it on a real person, like bro, a mannequin would never do that. Like we were just so shocked. We were like, what the heck? And instantly I turned my brain on. I was like, okay, like I can't shame the resident. Like I need to turn on my caregiving mode, you know? So I'm reassuring him and I'm like, it's fine. You know, like you're fine. Then I go to get the nurse. I get to go to the, what the frick? I go to the nurse. I can tell her like, hey, like this is what happened. And bro, I hated this nurse, I promise. She wasn't doing shit. She didn't give a freak about us. Like, thanks, girl. So I go up to her and I'm like, hey, like the resident that we were supposed to give a shower, he just like dookied himself. And she goes, so? What the hell? And I was like, so like, what am I supposed to do? And she's like, pick it up. Girl, shut that shit down. I was like, okay, but like there's no plastic in there. And she's like, and she storms off to go get plastic. Like, what the hell? So she comes back with the plastic and she gives it to me. And I'm like, me? You want me to pick it up? She's like, yeah, grab a pair of gloves and pick it up. I was like, girl, what if I just knocked your teeth? Stop playing with me. So I was like, okay. I put my gloves on, and I'm looking at my friends. I'm like, do y'all want to do this? They're like, you got that. Me? Okay. So I grabbed the dookie, and I put it in a plastic. I put it in the plastic, and I'm like, it was warm. It was warm. Okay, stop. So finally, we're like, okay, so we get him in the shower. You know, we're giving him a shower, eh? And it's time to wash his genital area. And I'm like, any of y'all want to do it? My friends are like, no, you got that. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, lock in. You've been training. This is nothing new. So I go to clean his genital. Oh my God! I go to clean, right? Bro, hold my hand! Oh my God! Hold my hand. I go to clean his genital, and my friend is putting the water there, okay? Bro, I literally shit you not. Oh my God. Like, as the water's taking, like, his, like, remaining dookie off of his butt, the water squirts in my face. Dookie water in my face. I promise I got a dookie in my face, too. Oh my God. It literally felt like my whole face was gonna melt. I got up and I was like, and my friends were like, what? I'm like, I literally have shit on my face. What do you mean? What do you mean what? And then they start laughing. I'm like, bro, it's funny to you? Is it funny to you? Shut that shit the fuck up. Ooh. Pardon my language. But, oh my guys, I've never in my life ever, bro. I literally felt like my whole skin was gonna melt. Oh, anyways. After that, we clean him up, we get him dressed, you know, we get it all nice, and he's like apologizing. He's like, I'm really sorry, ladies. And we're like, it's okay. Like, we're like, I just felt so bad. But yeah, that was my first crazy clinical experience, okay? Sorry this is so long, but come back for part 2. Hey, y'all.
You need to leave.
Long time no see. I'm sorry, like, I had exams, and, like, I was just stressed, and, like, I need to know this. Shut that shit up. I'm back! And I have part 2 of my clinical experience for you guys. Holy forehead. If you haven't seen part 1, make sure to go check it out, but I'm gonna try to do my makeup and tell you guys my story, because you guys know I suck at multitasking. So this happened during our second clinical, and honestly, it was so unexpected. So the morning was actually going really smooth. You know, same thing. We helped the residents eat their breakfast and just like do their morning routine basically. So that week we were in rehab because you have to like switch during clinicals. So we were in rehab and we did have a different nurse this time. Thank God. He was actually so funny. I think he made my clinical experience 100 times better. So after lunch was over, we were all just kind of chilling, and since the nurse and my group, we were low-key like this, like we were besties. He was like, yo, y'all want to come help me with this? And we were like, yeah, what's up? So turns out this really lovely resident, she wanted to get her nails done, and my group was like, yeah, we got this, like we got this. So there was 3 people in my group. We had me, Rhea, and Barsha, okay? Rhea, she was doing the resident's nails because she was a nail tech. So we were like, girl, this is natural to you. This is literally what you were born to do. So originally we were just supposed to paint her nails, but then my instructor was like, wait, she low-key needs to shave. Because she had like a beard and then a stash. So my instructor was, holy freak, I can't speak. My instructor was like, she low-key needs to shave. Like, who is gonna shave her? Who's gonna do it? And my friend Barsha, she was like, okay, like, I'll shave here. You can trim the stash. And I was like, okay, fire. So since the resident stash was low-key, like, long, we didn't want to go in with a normal razor. So we were like, okay, let's use an electrical razor. So I go to find an electrical razor, okay? Finally, after searching for, like, 30 freaking minutes, I find this electrical shaver. I'm like, thank God. So I go back to the room, and my friend Rhea, she's still doing the resident's nail. And Barsha, she's, like, finishing up shaving, okay? I'm like, okay, like, it's my time to shine. The resident at this point, she's asleep. Like, she's enjoying her spa day, okay? So I'm like, okay, like, what's the worst that can happen? So I get to shaving, right? I'm like, bzzz, like, no, I'm doing my thing. We basically did a little trim. Give her a little taper fade. But anyways, after I finished doing that, I'm like, okay, like, where do I throw the hair away? And my instructor's like, oh, just go to the bathroom and put it in the trash can. Like, obviously, you know? And I'm like, okay. So I walk to the bathroom and I go to dump it in, and I noticed like the bag in the trash bag is low-key like lifted up. And I'm like, oh, okay, let me put that down. So I pushed the plastic down, obviously. Don't worry, it was clean. So it was clean, and I push it down. And so after I push the trash bag down, I'm like, okay, let me put this nasty hair in there. So I go to put the nasty hair in there. I'm like, you know, I throw it away. Bro, and I literally shit you not. Oh my god. I don't know what was wrong with the trash bag, okay? So I put the hair in there. There is this much hair in the trash can, okay? And all of a sudden, oh my god! All of a sudden, the trash, it just like jumps at me. Literally stash hair all in my mouth. Like, oh my god! It was all in my mouth. It was all in my eyes. It was all over my face. Oh my god. I don't know why. So basically, let me react it for you, okay? So I throw it in there. And then as I go to close the trash can, boom, in my face. And my mouth was open. So I was like, literally stash hair in the back of my throat. I'm like, because what just happened? Like, it was all over me. Like, just imagine 30 pounds of stash hair literally all over me. And it was white. Bro, it was so nasty. Like, my skin literally almost melted off. Bro, and the worst part, I think I swallowed some. I deadass think I swallowed some. Like, my mouth was wide. So then I go outside and my friends are like, what's wrong? And I'm like, do you not see the 10 pounds of stash hair in my mouth, in my teeth, in my nose, like, do you not see it? Then they start laughing like, shut that shit up. What's so freaking funny? What is it? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, and they're like, ha, what is so? But yeah, and then the rest of the clinical, like, my throat was so itchy. And then the next day, I ended up being sick. Hi guys, story time on how I was chased by a clown. First of all, I don't know what's scarier, this story or my face card. Wow, I look so clapped. I don't know if you guys remember, but like a few years ago, there was this trend where people would dress up like clowns and be outside people's neighborhood, like during night. Do you guys remember? Or is it just me? But basically, people were dressing up as clowns and being outside people's houses, neighborhoods, parks, and people were dead ass getting kidnapped. Does anybody remember? But basically, I remember seeing those videos and I was like, girl, there's no way this is real. This is fake. Fake. F-A-K-E. Until it happened to me. Why me? But basically, this happened when I went to Tennessee. And I think it was either for like a first birthday or a baby shower. No, it was definitely a first birthday. So I remember we were there for the weekend. And basically what had happened... No, stop. So we do the birthday, hee hee ha ha, like everything's going good. And then... it hits me, wait, I need to go to the car to grab my clothes, my skincare, my toothbrush, like everything you can imagine, okay? So I go to my dad and I'm like, Dad, can you give me the car keys? And he's like, yeah, here. First of all, I blame my dad for this because why are you giving your child the car keys? Mind you, it was almost 3 in the morning. Nah, I blame him, honestly. So I'm like, thanks, you know. So then I walk outside and this was the house, okay? This is the house and our car was parked all the way down the street. I don't know why. Like, could we not find any parking? Like, what the hell? So I started walking to the car, okay? I'm like, and the car is right next to like this like street lamp and yo, this street lamp was literally flickering. Like, oh my god. So I'm walking to the car, okay? I'm like, and suddenly I feel like I'm being watched. So I start speeding up a little bit, okay? I'm like, okay. So I start walking faster. And I'm very aware of my surroundings, I feel like. So, like, I'm like, you know? Finally, I make it to the car. And I unlock it and I hop in so fast, okay? So I'm, like, packing my bag, like I'm doing it so fast. Then I literally hear a noise behind. So, obviously, first instinct... I closed the car door because what the hell? Like, what do you think this is? What do you think this is? So I shut the car door and I lock myself in because I'm like, okay, 1, I can either go outside and die, or 2, stay in here and be safe. Also, I forgot my phone in the house, yo. So I didn't have anything on me, like nothing besides this insane face card. So I'm in the car, I lock myself in, and I'm still packing my bag, okay? And oh my god, ah! Yo, mind you, the street light is still flickering. So I'm like, I can see, but I also can't see, like, you know what I'm saying? So I finished packing up, right? I finished packing up, and I get outside the car, and I literally look to my left, yo. Hold my hand! Ah! Hold my hand. I literally, shit you not, I look to my left, and 6 feet down the road, what do I see? What do I see? I see a freaking clown. No, stop. Stop it. So I just freeze. I freeze in place, and I'm looking at it, and it's looking at me, and I'm like, oh my god. But like, it low-key didn't have a clown outfit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like a grown man, but it had like a clown mask. So it wasn't wearing the full fit, which was kind of throwing me off because, okay, whatever. So then I closed the car door, but I'm still making sure to maintain eye contact because if I blink, if I move, who knows what's gonna happen. And also, I didn't know how many there were. So what if there was one behind me? As I'm sitting there making eye contact with it, I realized, wow, I literally saw this on TikTok. Like, what is my life? Like, what is my life? So I start walking back. I start like slowly walking back. Oh my god, I literally shit you not. It walks a little bit forward. So then I'm like, okay, like, how do I go back? So mind you, the house is here. I'm all the way down here, baby. Like, even if I sprint, I'm not making it. So I'm like, okay, like, it's either fight or flight. So I'm like, I can't fight. So I'm gonna have to take flight. Ooh, barn. So without even thinking twice, I literally turn around. I turn around and I start running. I literally, bro, I bolt. And what do I hear behind me? What do I hear behind? I hear running loud ass footsteps. And I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, no freaking way. So I low-key pissed myself a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I literally pissed. I was running and I was low-key peeing myself. So I'm running and I'm screaming as I'm running because like, hello, like what else am I supposed to do? And as I'm running, I look back to see what's happening. Bro, I literally shit you not. This guy is running full force, and he's just smiling. Just loud and proud. He is smiling ear to ear, and he's literally speeding. And I'm like, oh hell no. So once I reach like halfway through, right? I look back and he stopped running. And obviously I'm not gonna stop. Like, what the hell? What did you think this was? So I'm running. I'm still running, and as I get to the front door, I look back just to make sure I'm safe. And he's not there anymore. I don't know where he went. I think he went into like the other street, but he wasn't there anymore. And yo, I'm literally like huffing and puffing. I get in. I'm literally I'm like, someone bring me my inhaler. And it was just so scary. Literally terrifying, okay? So then I go upstairs, and as I'm changing, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, what the actual frick just happened? And like to this day, I still think like, what if I got caught? What was that kid even doing? Oh my god. And cherry on top, okay? There was a park right next to like where the neighborhood was, okay? It was like a community park, I guess. And it just like, oh my god, that's so scary. Like, imagine he was going there to get a little kid, and who did he see? Me. Hi guys, story time how I literally almost got kidnapped. So this happened when I was around like 8 years old, and this was at our old house, okay? So I remember the day this happened, I was playing in the front yard at the edge of the driveway, and I was like coloring with chalk. My mom was in the garage, she was cooking food, and and my dad was in the backyard and he was mowing the lawn, okay? So our neighborhood, it's not very sketchy, so when this happened to me, I didn't even think like I was getting kidnapped. So I'm playing at the edge of the driveway and I'm coloring with my chalk, and my mom, she goes inside the house to get something, okay? And as I'm coloring with my chalk, I hear the ice cream truck, okay? I hear and I literally lift out of this. I'm like, ice cream? I'm like, where's the ice cream? I look down the street, and at the very end of our neighborhood, I see this ice cream truck pull in, okay? And it's coming. And my fat self, I'm already excited. I'm like, ooh, ice cream! So, it comes. It stops dead ass right in front of me. Like, there was probably like a 5 feet distance between us. Okay, and what do I say? Hi. This man opens the little window and he's like, how are ya? And I'm like, I'm good. And he looked kind of weird. Like, he looked high as hell. I swear he was, like, doing drugs or something. His eyes were, like, bloodshot red. So, I'm like, hi. And he's like, I have some ice cream. Do you want some? I don't know. But of course, I'm fat as fuck. So I was like, yeah. So he's like, okay. And he turns and he points to the flavors. And he's like, okay, pick which one you want. And, oh my God. Oh my hand. Oh my hand. So I kind of just, like, get up from sitting on the floor. And I'm still keeping this distance. And I'm like, I want that one. And it's like, it was the ice cream sandwich. You know what I'm talking about? I was like, I want that one. And he's like, which one? Come show me. Come show you. No. And I was like, the ice cream sandwich, like right freaking in front of you, you fat fucking. And he's like, which one? This one? And he points to, like, the wrong one on purpose. And I'm like, oh my God, this dumbass. I'm like, this dumbass. So I start walking closer. I'm like, no, this one. And as I'm walking closer, I can see, like, pure evil in this man's eye, okay? Like, he was getting, as I was walking closer, he was getting excited. He was getting excited. So after I get close to him, okay, I point at the ice cream and I'm like, I want this one. And he looks and he goes, okay. So he closes the window back up and he's in there and all I hear is like damn, like you good back there? So he's making the most ruckus back there, okay? And I'm waiting there. I'm like, I'm waiting out there for my ice cream. And finally, after like a good 3 minutes, he opens it and he's like, here's your ice cream. Oh, yeah. And I go to grab it. Hold my hand. Bro, I literally shit you not. I go to grab the ice cream and as I grab it, he hello. What the heck? As I go to grab the sandwich, he grabs my hand and he pulls me and he's like, I have more ice cream in the back. No, I don't want it. And I was like, no, that's okay. No. And his breath was stinking. He was eating straight cheeks back there. It literally stank. And he's like, I have more ice cream back there. If you want some, I have some back there. And I'm like, no, that's okay. And he's just yanking at me. And I'm like, damn. So then as I'm fighting for my life, okay, I'm like, you know, my mom, I hear the garage door open, okay, and I see my mom, and she's like, Priyanka, get out of go. And I'm like, mommy. And as soon as the ice cream guy sees my mom, he literally lets go of me. And I fall to the ground, okay? And he closes his window really fast, and then he literally speeds off, okay? And so I'm sitting on the floor, and I had this huge cut on my knee because I accidentally scraped my knee. And my mom's come running over to me, okay? And she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I just wanted ice cream. The guy told me he would give me ice cream. And my mom's like, bro, you're literally stupid. You're literally estúpido pendeja. And I'm like, I'm sorry. So then I start crying, and then she calls my dad. And she calls my dad, and she's like, your daughter almost got kidnapped over here. But at the end, I got a freaking free ice cream sandwich. Yeah, he may have tried to kidnap me, but I did get a free ice cream sandwich. And afterwards, I sat on the swing with my scraped knee, and I was just eating my ice cream sandwich. But wait, cherry on top. As I'm eating my ice cream sandwich, I hear the ice cream truck again. I hear it again, and this time it just drives by the house. It just drives by my house. It drives by my house super slow. It's like dun, dun, dun. And I'm like, and in my head I'm thinking he definitely just got a kid. He definitely got a kid. But thank God it ain't me. It ain't me though. Story time on how I was literally followed home. First of all, I look so clapped right now. I'm sorry, okay? I'm hibernating. Anyways, back to the story. So this happened to me when me and my cousin, we had gone to this function, okay? And low-key, we were not supposed to be there. Or at least, I wasn't supposed to drive my cousin there. I don't know. My parents are really picky when it comes to, who I have in the car, okay? So I literally was not supposed to take my cousin there. But I was like, frick it, I'm a boss. So both of our families were invited, but her parents couldn't go and my parents couldn't go. So we were like, okay, boom, combination. So I was like, okay, I'll come pick you up, okay? So I pick her up and we get to the function. Okay, we're Lady Grady. And we end up staying for actually kind of late, okay? Like, I think we ended up staying until maybe 10. Girl, that is really late. That is too late. I was pushing the limits, okay? I was pushing the limits. But I was like, whatever, like, it's Lady Gritty out here. Like, my parents probably won't really care. So, the function's over, okay? I take my cousin back to her house, okay? So, like, now it's around, like, almost, like, 11, okay? So, I take her to her house, and now I have to drive back home. And the drive back home is almost, like, half an hour. So, I was gonna get home around 12. So, I drop my cousin off to her house, and I look at the gas. Boy, there's no freaking gas. So I was like, okay, like, I have a little bit of gas. Like, I'll just put gas in the middle of, like, me going home. So I'm driving home. It's Litty Gritty. Yay! Then my gas is like, boop. Fuel low. And I'm like, fuck! I'm like, fuck! Can I have anything? So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm like, okay, nearest gas station near me. So I pull up. Ooh. I pull up to the nearest gas station near me, okay? And let me tell you something, I was looking delicious. Like, you guys think I always look this chopped? No, I'm a shapeshifter, okay? I was literally looking so good. So I get out the car, like, all, like, movie style. I'm like, can y'all see me? So I get out of the car, and I'm pumping gas in my car, okay? And this gas station was low-key kind of sketchy already. Like, I wasn't seeing no cars. Like, the lights on the gas station were flickering. And there was really only one worker inside, and it was, like, this Indian guy, okay? And he was working behind the counter, and when I pulled up, I could, like, see him, like, kind of peek out at me, you know? But maybe that was just because I just looked so good. But anyways, I'm pumping gas in my car, okay, and this truck pulls up into the gas station. Mind you, this truck had, like, 100% tin. I could not see nothing. So I'm in, like, the middle pump, okay? I'm in the middle pump. Mind you, there are, like 30 other pumps open, okay? He comes from this way, does a little zoop zoop, and comes to the pump right next to me. Boy, get the back up, bro! I'm like, oh my, this idiot. I'm like, bro, you did not have to do all that. I'm like, whatever, okay? So I keep pumping my gas, and he turns off the truck, but literally no one gets out of the truck. And I'm already like, run. So I'm kind of sketched out a little bit, and I'm like, okay, it's nothing. I'm like, bro, like, you're not the main character. Like, the world doesn't revolve around you. The world doesn't revolve, okay? So I was like, shut up, shut that shit up. So whatever. I finish pumping my gas. Okay, I get back in the car, you know. I look at myself and I'm like, woo, you look beautiful, girl. And I drive. Okay, so I'm driving. I get out of the gas station. I'm driving. Where I literally see these big-ass, beaming-ass headlights behind my car. And I'm like, who the fuck has the whole sun in their ass crack? I look. Baby, it's that same truck. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, again, you're not the main character. Like, the guy probably just had to go that way, okay? So I'm driving, I'm driving for another good 10 minutes. This truck is still behind me. So I'm like, okay. And someone's like, oh, if you're being followed, take 3 right turns. So I was like, okay, let me try 3 right turns. So the next light, instead of going straight, I take a right. This truck takes a right. And I'm like, okay, maybe he had to go right. So I'm like, okay, let me take another right. So I get to the stop sign. I take a right. The truck takes a right. Oh my God! And now I'm like panicking. I'm like, okay. But the truck is keeping like a safe distance. You know what I'm saying? Like, to the point where if you're not crazy like me, you would not be able to tell that this car was following you. So I get to my very last light. I take a right, okay? I take a right. The car pulls up, the truck pulls up, and it sits there for like a good 30 seconds. And I'm like, whew, I knew I was crazy. It takes a right. I'm like, fuck! And at this point, I'm like 10 minutes away from my house, okay? I am 10 minutes away from my house. So I'm panicking. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what do I do? Bro. And I'm like, okay, let me just speed up. Okay, I'm like, let me speed up and lose this guy. Which, like, what the freak was I thinking? I don't know. So I start speeding a little bit. Okay, I start speeding a little bit. Bro. Hold my hand. The truck starts coming
full speed. Oh, it is literally kissing my ass at this point. It is literally kissing my ass. And I'm panicking. I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, I can't go home, because if I go home, whatever this guy is, woman, whatever, he's gonna be in my neighborhood and I'm not gonna be able to sleep all night long, okay? So what do? Like a movie, I fake a house. So I end up faking a house. So I pull up to a random neighborhood, okay? I pull up to a random neighborhood and I park in this random house. And I get out of the car and the truck pulls into the neighborhood, okay? The truck pulls in the neighborhood, but he's like kind of keeping a safe distance. He's basically like watching me go in my house. And I'm like, you stupid idiot. This ain't even my house, but you're stupid. So I pretend to go in this house. So I pretend to have my keys, but I pretend to have like the wrong key. So I go to the back door. So basically at this point, I'm breaking into these people's house, okay? So I go to the backyard. And I just wait it out, okay? I wait for like a good like 10 minutes, okay? And bro, thank God! The gods are literally on my side, because tell me why I look up at the house and the person that's in the house turns the light on, okay? The person turns the light on in the house and just like walks across, maybe goes into another room, I don't know, okay? Then they turn that light off. So from the outside point of view, it looks like I went into the house. You know what I'm saying? But the whole time I'm just in the backyard. So about like 5 minutes after the light turned on and this person walked across, I hear the truck, okay? I'm looking and I'm peeking to see what the frick this truck is doing, okay? The truck, he comes and he just drives past the house. And I'm like, wow, whoever's in this house, I'm gonna pray for you. But I was like, okay, let me get the freak up out of here. So I start running to my car, I unlock that shit, I get in, and I zoom out of there, okay? Thank God my house literally wasn't that far. I think my house was probably like a good like 5 minutes away, okay? Thank God, yo. Bro, I came home and you best believe like I locked the door, I locked the window, literally like barricaded the doors. Bro, scariest experience of my life. I was actually so scared. And I don't know what happened to this day. Like, I really hope that lady's okay. I hope we're Gucci. Hi guys, story time on my other sleep paralysis experience. This one's a little scary. This happened to me like I think 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. I'm not sure, okay? So I remember I slept in like the weirdest position. What the frick? Weirdest position ever. Like I was like fully like I was a contortionist. So I remember I slept in the weirdest position ever, which is what I think caused the sleep paralysis. But basically, I go to sleep, okay? I'm going to sleep. Then I wake up in the middle of the night again, okay? And same thing, I can't move my body. And like at this point, I'm used to it, okay? So I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna get a sleep paralysis. So I'm like mentally preparing myself, okay? My room is pitch black, and as soon as I'm like, preparing myself, I hear my door open again. It's like, and I'm like, here we go. So I look out to the door because I already know the routine at this point, okay? So I look out to the door expecting to see the same tall figure that I usually see. Baby, there is no figure. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, Hennessy, come out. So I'm looking at the door and I'm like, where they at? And nothing, okay? So, like, now I'm starting to get a little scared because I'm like, okay, this is usually out of the routine, so where are they? And, I'm scanning the room with my eyes just to make sure, like, I'm not seeing anything moving in the shadows, like, in case I miss anything. And as I'm doing this, I literally shit you not. As I'm scanning the room, I look on the floor of my room and I see something crawling on all fours, and it's like, and I'm like, no! I'm like, what is this new witchcraft? What is this? So now I'm like shitting bricks, okay? I'm shitting bricks and I'm sweating and my ears are hot and I'm panicking. because they're starting to get advanced. So, like, I'm so scared. So it's dead ass just crawling on my freaking floor. And I'm like, bro, like, give me some space, bro. Like, stop. Then it suddenly stops. It suddenly stops crawling at the end of the bed, okay? Like, I know it's at the end of the bed, but I can't, like, see. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically hiding at the end of my bed, and I can't see it. So I'm like panicking because I'm like, oh my god, like, is this a jump scare? Like, what the frag? Then as, like, I'm thinking about, like, where did it go, right? Boom. I look at my door, and the same tall figure is there. And I'm like, okay, why am I getting tag teamed? Why am I getting double tag teamed? And, like, as I'm, like, looking at it, right, it walks into my room. Same thing, you know? It crouches down, comes into my room, and I'm like, okay. And then I blink, and it's gone. Where did it go? Where did it go? Then the thing that was just crawling on the floor, it crawls back into, like, my view, okay? And I'm like, fuck. And as I'm staring at this thing, right, as I'm staring at this, I feel breathing behind me. Again, I'm in, like, the weirdest position ever, okay? So I feel breathing behind me, and I'm like, oh. I'm like, no freaking way. And it just keeps getting closer and closer to me. It's like, and I'm like, damn, breath stank. So it's just getting closer and closer to me. So now I'm like, okay, I'm getting double tag team on, which is not fair because this can't be a 2v1. So after I blink again, the thing that was on the floor that was crawling, it's gone, okay? Now all I can just hear is, like, breathing behind me. And suddenly I feel like I feel tightening, okay? I literally feel tightening, and I'm like, what the frick? I was like, yeah, I'm gone. I'm gone. I was like, tell my mom I love her. Tell my dad I love him. Like, I'm gone. Then suddenly everything just goes black, okay? Everything goes black. I wake up the next morning, and I'm like, good morning, everyone. I wake up with, like, 30 different bruises on my body. Like, I'm being so dead ass. I wake up with 30 different bruises on my body, and I'm like, what the frick happened last night? I'm like, whatever. Low-key a little sore, but, you know, I'm feeling fine. And I go to the bathroom mirror, and, like, my eyes low-key swollen too, and I'm like, like, what the heck? So I brush it off. I'm like, okay, whatever. I won't lie, I did have a really good sleep. Like, I slept snug as a bug in a rug. So I go downstairs, and my mom's like, what happened last night? And I'm like, girl, I don't know, you tell me. And she's like, oh my god, oh my head. She goes, last night, like, in the middle of the night, I heard you crying. And I was like, me? She's like, yeah, I heard you crying, so I came into your room. And basically, she told me that when she came into my room, I was sitting upright in bed in, like, pitch dark, and I was just crying. And I was like, I don't recall. And she's like, yeah, you were, like, crying with your eyes closed, but you had no facial expression. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, you had no facial expression. And I'm like, oh, dang. And she was like, yeah, and so I tapped you, and I was like, Priyanka. And then you, like, woke up, and I told you to go to sleep, and you went back to sleep. So now I figured out why my eyes are so swollen, okay? But then I just couldn't figure out why I had so many bruises. Like, I literally had 40 billion bruises all over my body. But guys, that was my sleep paralysis experience. I have had a paranormal experience in the car before, but that's a story for another time. Hi guys, story time on my paranormal car experience. Buckle up. This was actually not that long ago. I want to say it was like a month ago. So basically what happened was I was out volunteering at a hospital, okay? And basically what I do at the hospital is I restock supplies, check on the patients, you know what I'm saying? Just like a little bit of everything. So I was there like late at night, okay? And already the hospital is pretty creepy at night. So I'm in the storage room, okay? I'm in the storage room and I'm, you know, putting the supplies back. And I could just feel, like the sudden shift in the air, okay? I could feel like this presence. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, let me lock in, you know, because professionalism, you know? So I continue stalking the things, okay? And as I'm, like, going around doing my jobs, I feel like this presence is just following me, okay? And I'm literally shitting myself. But I had, like, 30 minutes left of my volunteer shift, so I was like, okay, let me just lock it into my thing. So after I finish my shift, you know, I go outside the hospital and I'm delirious, okay? I was so tired, like I was literally like I was gonna fall asleep on the ride back home. So I get in the car and you know, I'm not feeling like the presence anymore. So I'm like, okay, maybe I was just like imagining things. So I get in the car and I'm just sitting there. I like to kind of like, you know, like resurface myself before I drive back home because I'm not trying to like fall asleep and like crash and die, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just sitting in the car and I'm just like, you know, like thinking, resurfacing myself. I take like a drink of water, like, you know, I'm doing my thing. And suddenly as I'm sitting there at the corner of my eye, I literally see something like run. I see something run like towards the back of the car, okay? So I'm like, what the frick was that? Oh, but I was not about to stay around and find out. I was like, oh no, I gotta go. So I start my car, I put that shit in drive, and I was like, like I'm out of there. I was not about to stay around, fuck around and find out. And like the drive back home is kind of long, so you know I'm driving and I'm like falling asleep, I'm like dozing off and shit, okay? And I look up at the river. I literally shit you not. Hold my hand. I look up at the rearview mirror, like I'm like delirious. I look up at the rearview mirror. There's someone in my back seat. There is someone in my freaking back seat. Bro, that woke me up real quick. I was like, what is that? So after I just seen something inhumane in my back seat, I'm freaked the frick out. And for those of you who don't know, I have asthma, and whenever like paranormal activities happens to me, my asthma tends to like act up, okay? So all of a sudden, I'm literally staring at this thing in the backseat. It literally looks inhumane. It's not even human. Like it. So then, like as I'm looking at it, all of a sudden I feel like I'm gonna have an asthma attack, okay? And I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. One, I'm either gonna crash this car and die. Two, I'm either gonna have an asthma attack, pass out and die. Or three, whatever's in the backseat is gonna kill me and I'm gonna die. So either way, I'm gonna die. Bro, and then as I'm literally looking at it, I promise, I oh my mom, as I'm staring at it from the backseat, it literally it makes its way from like from over here to right behind me. He's right behind me, isn't he? And now as I'm driving, I'm like, and I can feel it breathing in my ear. Bro, it's like, so as it's like literally eating my ear, like it's basically making out with my ear. Like, thanks. And I'm just trying to keep my calm, and then all of a sudden I just feel like tightening. I feel my chest tightening, okay? I feel my chest tightening. I'm like, oh my, I'm done. I'm done. This is the end. So as my chest is like tightening, okay, I look up out at the, you know, the road, and I'm in the middle of nowhere now. Like dead ass, I don't even know where I am. Like I had lost all consciousness at this point. And I'm looking out the road, and oh my god. Oh my god, hold my hand! So as I'm looking out at the road, okay, I'm in like a forest area, okay? I remember because I remember there was trees like everywhere. And as I'm looking out at the area, I look to my left, and in between the trees, bro, I literally shit you not, in between the trees, I see someone. But it was not human. Like I promise, it was not human. It had like a human body, but it had like an animal head. It had an animal head. And I make direct eye contact with it as I'm driving by. Like I make direct eye contact with it. Then after that, I promise, I swear on my life, I literally blacked out. Blacked out like a phantom. I literally blacked out after that. I don't remember anything after that. All I remember when I finally like gained consciousness, I was in my driveway. I had parked the car and I had made it home safely. I don't know how. But that was like this, bro, that was actually so scary. Cause what the frick was in my car? And what the frick was outside? Hi guys, story time how I flashed at the beach. So this happened to me 5 years ago. It was my 13th birthday and my parents wanted to make it really special, so we were like, what the hell? So they were like, let's go to Miami, Florida. We was out here in Miami, okay, looking for the hoochie daddy. But basically my parents were like, let's go to Florida, and I was like, okay, lit. So we were gonna go to like Disneyland, or is it Disney World? Wait, and then we were gonna go to like the beach, like we were just gonna have a fun little time. And for the trip, my mom had brought me a bikini. And I had never ever like worn a bikini before. And it wasn't like a 2-piece, it was like those 1-piece, you know? And for all my brown girls out there, you know this is like a big milestone. We're lucky enough if we can get out the house with like shorts. But thankfully, my parents have never been super, like, strict on, like, you can't wear this, you can't wear that, you know what I'm saying? It's because my mom's a baddie, too. So already I was low-key paranoid because I felt like I was gonna flash. So I'm telling my mom, like, Mom, I feel like I'm gonna flash. Like, I don't know if I should wear this. And my mom's like, no, you're just being dramatic. Like, you just never worn it before, so you feel like, you know, you feel like you're gonna flash. And I was like, all right, Mom, I trust you. Why did I trust her? So the trip comes around, and I low-key just end up forgetting about it. Also, guys, I'm trying out this NARS concealer. It's low-key really good. So then it's finally time to go to the beach, okay? And I put my bikini on, and I'm looking at myself, and I'm like, I didn't shave. I freaking didn't shave. So now I'm like double times 2 paranoid. But there was no going back because that was the only bikini I had brought to the trip. So I was like, freak it, we ball. So I was like, let's go. So finally we get to the beach, and I wanted to stay in the water as much as possible because, like I said, I was scared I was gonna flash. So I'm staying as much as I can in the water. I'm like swimming, I'm doing flips and tricks, like I'm basically Ariel. Part of that world! Mind you, it's the middle of July. So obviously the beach is going to be literally packed. There was not even like space for us to like move around. Like that's how much people there was. So finally after a while, my mom, she's like, Priyanka, can you go get the phone? Like I want to make a video for Facebook, okay? So obviously I'm like, yeah, Mom, like I got you, girl. I got you. Bro, tell me why. Oh! Bro, I literally shit you not, hold my hand. Bro, I get out of the water, okay? I get out of the water to go grab the phone, and as I, are you listening? Hold my hand, okay? As I get out of the water, I look down, my whole coochie's out. My whole cucaranja is out. And this poor couple that's literally standing right in front of me, my cucaranja staring at them, and I feel so bad because they were like, I'm pretty sure like the whole beach saw it, bro. The whole beach saw it. The whole freaking beach saw it. So I fix myself up and I run to grab the phone, run back in the water. I'm like, Mom, I just flashed the whole beach. And she's laughing in my face. She's like, sorry. No. No. She's laughing in my face and she's telling all my aunts and uncles. She's like, Priyanka just flashed the whole beach. Why would you do that? No, why would you do that? Mom, if you're watching this, frick you. No, frick you. Anyways, that's how I flashed the whole beach. Let me know if you guys want the story time about how I flashed my driving instructor. Hi guys, story time on my very first surgery. So the image I'm about to show you, it's very graphic. So if you're not a big fan of like blood, chunks of flesh missing, deep cuts, just go ahead and click out the video. Either click out the video, close your eyes, like do something, okay? Just don't blame me. Don't blame me. No, I'm warning you. Why are you still here? I'm warning you. So this is my foot, May 25, 2021, and it was the worst thing that has literally ever happened to me. So let's talk about how it happened. So I remember that the day this happened, the very next day we were all gonna go on a trip. It was like a trip to like Tennessee, like oh my goodness, like we had like peak vacation mode on, okay? And that day I ended up going to my cousin's house because we were just gonna be there. I think we were going there to eat dinner maybe, or something like that, I don't know. But at this time, my little cousins, were very little. Like I'm talking fresh out the wuss, like they were running around and they could probably kill themselves, like because they're so stupid at the time. So me and my other cousin, Sabu, we were sitting, I think, in the living room, somewhere around that area. And our little cousins, our siblings, were in the dining room, okay? They were on the dining room. I don't know what the frick they were doing. But me and my cousin Sabu were sitting at the living room, and we're looking at the TV, and all of a sudden we hear, like, whole bunch of ruckus. So we're like, what the helly? Then we hear our siblings scream. So obviously, as the oldest, like, it's our, like, natural response to be like, you know what I'm saying? So as soon as I heard the kids scream, I was like, oh, now we gotta go. So I run to the living room, and what the heck do I see? I see 3 troublemakers. 3 bomboclat troublemakers. And I look around the area. They shattered a vase. They shattered a glass vase, and there was glass everywhere. And I was so scared that they were gonna get hurt. So my first instinct was to go and grab every single kid and make sure that they're safe. So that's exactly what I did, okay? I went and I grabbed every single one and made sure that they were safe. I get them out of the dining room area. And as I go to grab my very last cousin, okay, I grab her, and as I'm walking away, on the floor, I see so much blood. And then my heart literally sank. I was like, oh my god, somebody got hurt. So I put my little cousin down, and I'm asking everyone, I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? Is anyone hurt? Does anyone feel something? And they're looking at me like, girl, you're crazy. Like, cause we good. And I'm like, so who the frick, whose blood is this on the floor? Turns out it was my own blood. Then my aunt, right? She comes too, and she's like, what happened? And I'm like, these guys over here, yeah, you can like see for yourselves. And then my Maiju goes, oh my god, Priyanka. And I'm like, what? She's like, look at your foot. I look at my foot. It is bleeding profusely. Like, there is blood literally splattering out of my foot right now. Then I go to like look at my foot. I have the biggest cut ever, okay? There is literally a glass piece in there. Like, it is in there. My cousin Selbu comes and everyone's just freaking out, okay? Everyone is literally in panic mode. But to me, I think he hadn't hit me yet, so I didn't feel any pain. Like, I mean, I felt like a little bit of stinging. But other than that, I didn't feel anything, and I was like, why is everyone panicking? Like, but I was bleeding so much. Like, I'm not even joking, like, so much blood. So finally, my aunt, she makes me sit down, and she's like, we need to do something. She's like, do you want to call the ambulance, or do you think you're fine to go in the car? And I was like, oh, I think I'm fine to go in the car. Like, I was in like such, I don't gaff mode. Like, I was just like chilling. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm fine to go in the car. So we get in the car, okay, and as we're driving, I had my thing bandaged. I think I have a picture, but I had my thing bandaged up because it was I'm not even shitting you guys, no, bro. It was bleeding so freaking bad. And the whole time that we were going to the hospital, I'm just thinking like, damn, y'all think I'll still be able to swim? Because we had a freaking trip coming up, and the only thing I'm thinking is, wow, like, the trip is ruined. Like, I can't even do anything anymore. Anyways, we get to the hospital. Bro, tell me why, tell me why the hospital literally doesn't care unless you're on your deathbed. Unless you're like 5 seconds away from entering heaven, they don't gaff. Like, I remember I came in and my foot is bleeding. Like, it's literally splattering at the nurse, and she's like, okay, go ahead and wait over there for me. Like, what? And I was bleeding so much that, like, at one point I started to get like really lightheaded. Like, I was literally, bro, basically I was gonna die. So then finally we get called in, and you know, I think the bleeding stopped a little bit. I don't know. At that point I was like, you know. So we get in, and bro, the doctor, bro, I shit you not, hold my hand. The doctor brings this long of a needle, bro. This long of a needle. And she's like, we're just gonna like flush out and make sure there's no glass in there. And you know, like, just to make sure it's clean. Bro, she goes and shoves that shit right in the middle, and I swear on my life, that is the worst pain I've ever felt before. It felt like I had 30,000 needles going in my foot at once, and it was getting shoved in my ass. It hurt so bad, you guys. And my aunt, like my Maiju, she's low-key like funny, so she can't really take anything seriously. So I'm gripping the bed, I'm like, ah! And she's over there laughing, and I'm like, bro, you're next. So at the end, I had to get 6 stitches. But yeah, I had to get 6 stitches. I think I have a picture afterwards. And the healing process took quite a bit, actually. And the healing process was actually really bad, because I remember like it would ooze sometimes. So there would be like okay, I know this sounds nasty, but there'd be like crust around it. So I think I have a picture of that too. I'll put that in. And I have a picture of once it was finally healed and we had to get the stitches out, and this is what it looked like. Like, look, tea. So now my foot just has a chunk missing. I know that sounds really nasty, but I'm just missing like a chunk right here, and if you really like feel it, you'll see it. Like, there's nothing there. And to this day, sometimes if I like dance for too long, if I stand for too long, if I run for too long, like, it starts hurting so bad. And also right there where I got my stitches, it's numb. It's still numb, and I can't feel anything. You guys, that's how I had to get surgery for the very first time. Something literally runs across. Hi guys, story time on how my childhood best friend's house was literally haunted.
So growing up, I was never really allowed to go to anyone's house for like sleepovers, hangouts, like none of that, okay? Back when I used to live in PA, I used to have this really good friend. She was my best friend. I don't know where she is now, but she was Nepali, I was Nepali, and our dads had met, so we were like basically sister. But I had finally convinced my parents to let me have like a little hangout, I guess. So me and my best friend, we were gonna hang out at her house, okay? So her dad was at work and her mom was like a stay-at-home mom. So finally when I see her, we literally run to her room and we're like having the most littest time ever. Then her mom from downstairs is like, guys, I'm gonna go to the store, okay? So PA, again, it's very like a very small place where we used to live. So this could be a house and there would be a store like right next door. So her mom wasn't gonna be gone for too long, like 10 minutes top. So obviously I'm like, okay, auntie, have fun at the store. So her mom leaves to go to the store to buy something. So me and my friend were playing upstairs in our room, okay, and like I feel really thirsty, so I'm like, hey, like I'm gonna grab a glass of water. And she's like, So the way that my friend's house or apartment or whatever it was kind of built was these were her stairs to go upstairs, and then these were her stairs to go downstairs to the basement. So they were like parallel.
Huh?
I don't know the word, but they were like this, and there was like a My brother just scared the crap out of me. Anyways, so there was like a wall right here, okay, and it was the door to the basement. So basically, upstairs stairs, and then the door to the basement, and then the downstairs stairs. Okay, like, do you get it? But basically, I was like, I'm gonna go get water, okay, and my friend was like, aye. So as I'm walking down the stairs, I feel someone mimicking my footsteps going up the stairs, which is kind of weird because no one's at home. So I'm like, So I was like, it's probably nothing though. It's probably just my own weight weighing the stairs down. So I get down the stairs and I go to the kitchen. Okay, I go to the kitchen. I'm grabbing a glass of water. Okay, I'm drinking my coconut water. So as I'm drinking, okay, I'm facing the sink, and all of a sudden I hear very soft knocks at the basement door. I hear very faint, like. So I literally snap my neck. So I have my glass in my hand. I'm looking at the basement door and I'm like, did I just hear that right? Did my little ears just hear that right? Was there a knock? So I'm staring at the door for quite a long time, actually. And then I'm like, it's probably just my friend playing a prank on me, okay? So I turn around to look back at the sink, and I'm rinsing my sink, okay? What the hell? I'm rinsing the cup that I just drank the water out of, okay? And then you know how you just, like, sometimes look back just to make sure? I literally shit you not, hold my hand. I look back just to look back, you know, like, I'm not even, like, you know. I look back. The basement door is wide open. The basement door is wide open. Like, I'm talking, like, boom. So now I'm, like, gripping the sink, and I'm looking at the freaking basement door, and I'm like, wow. Butter my balls and call me a pecan. Huh? What the frick? So now I'm actually terrified to turn my back around. So I'm just staring. I'm just looking at the basement door, and I'm like, I'm either crazy or there is something in here. Also, my friend's house was so dark. I don't know why. Like, this bitch was like nocturnal or something. Like, she had not a single blind open, okay? The only light that was shining was her freaking kitchen, like, tube light thingy. So already that's like scary as hell. So I'm looking at the basement door, okay? I refuse to look away. I was like, I'm literally gonna shit myself. Like, I'm going to, like, literal shit is gonna come out of my ass if I look away. So as I'm looking at the basement door, I still had the glass in my hand. So I'm like, I'm trying to put the cup somewhere, okay? And as I'm, as I'm, like, trying to put my cup down, okay? I'm still looking at the basement door. I literally shit you not. You guys, hold my hand. Something literally runs across. Something dead ass runs across. On all fours, by the way. All fours. Like, that's all I saw. All freaking fours runs across the room. And it goes into the other room, okay? I am literally, like, at this point, the water I just drank came out of my, like, I just pissed myself. Bro, you best believe I left everything and I just ran up the stairs. I was like, I literally sped up the stairs. So I get up into my friend's room and I'm like, and my friend's like, what the frick is your problem? What's my problem? What the frick is your problem? So I'm trying to explain to her, like, this is what I just seen downstairs. Like, should I be worried? Is there someone you didn't let me know? Like, what is happening? And now she's freaking out, I'm freaking out, and we're, like, cuddling up in a corner, okay? Finally, her mom comes back, and she's like, girls, I got girls. Fuck that! You need a priest. That's what you need. So
me and her go downstairs to tell her mom like what we just seen, okay? And as we were going downstairs, the basement door is still wide badussy open, okay? So I know I wasn't crazy. I know I wasn't loco from a coco, okay? The door is still wide open. So I'm trying to tell her mom like, hey, like, this is what's happening. Did you just see the spit come out of my... So I'm trying to tell her like, this is what's happening, okay? And she's like not believing a single word I say. And I'm like, okay, sis, if you want to die, then die. No, if you want to die, then die. And after I left my friend's house, I still like, I was just so worried for her, you know what I'm saying? So every day she would come to school, I'd be like, hey, like, anything happening at your house? Anything you want to tell her, Tristan, at all? But yeah, like her house, oh my God, that was actually insane, you guys. And then after that, me and my family moved, and I don't know where she is. I'm praying for you, girl. You guys might know me as sweeter than grandma's cookies, delicious as a cake frosting. You probably see me as the twinkle in your eyes. Wrong. There was a time in my life where I was loco, where I had the dark side. And today, I'm going to tell you guys a story about how I literally probably went crazy and ruined this kid's life. About 4 years ago, it was freshman year. Freshman year, yo, I don't know what it was. I was literally insane. Insane, like, to the, not like insane, like insane where I was, like, strategically about to get you. So, freshman year, okay, I had this really good friend. We're gonna call her Jasmine, okay? Me and Jasmine were basically, like, sisters. Like, that was my sister. And Jasmine ended up liking this guy. We're gonna call him Aiden, okay? He was a sophomore, and we were freshmen. There was already a lot of rumors going around saying that Aiden was a player, like, he's just not the one, like, you know, all that. But my friend Jasmine, she was blind in love. So she was like, okay, like, that's okay, you know, that's okay. And me, I support women's right and wrong. So I was kind of warning her, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let you take the lead. Take it. So my friend Jasmine and Aiden, they start dating, okay? They're dating for about a good, like, 3 months, okay? One night, my friend Jasmine texts me, okay? She's like, I check my phone. I'm like, who the frick is blowing on my phone at 1 a.m.? It's Jasmine. She's like, Priya, like, Aiden's location's off. Like, he's been out. Like, I don't know where he is. Like, I just have this gut feeling. Ladies, let me tell you something, okay? If you ever have a gut feeling, 99% of the time, it is right. She's like, I feel like he's, like, doing something. I feel like he's cheating on me, like, da-da-da. And I instantly go, I'm like, this is my time to shine. So I'm texting, I'm like, don't worry about it. Like, I got this. I got this. So what I end up doing is I literally end up taking 3 different Instagram stories. I'm putting it all together like puzzle pieces, okay? I take 3 Instagram stories. I take 5 Snapchat stories. I text about 40 people. I am going insane. I literally have like 4 devices pulled up next to me. And I'm like I'm going insane. Cause you're not about to play. You're not about to play in my girl's face like that. That is my sister. You play in her face, you're going down. So I'm on 3 different devices. I'm like, we can't really get to the bottom of this. So after about 10 minutes of literally going insane, I pinpoint the exact location where Aiden is. I literally have his exact coordinates. I know exactly what room he's in. Like, I know everything. I had about 40 people telling me, updating me on his every single move. I have eyes and ears everywhere. To this day, I still do. But literally, there were 40 people. I knew every step he was taking. I knew wherever I knew everything. So after I'm gathering all this information, I'm typing it to Jasmine. I'm like, girl, he's literally at a party. And obviously, my girl Jasmine's tweaking. She's like, oh. She's like, nah. And I'm like, baby, chill. Chill, because I'm here. So my crazy mind, I'm like, I have the genius idea ever. You play in my girl's face, I'm going to literally ruin your life, okay? Turns out Aiden was at this party that he was not supposed to be at, okay? His parents didn't know. No one knew. His parents just thought he was hanging out at his friend's house, like sleepover basically, okay? So he was at this party and he was literally hooking up with his ex. Playing in my girl's face like that. So obviously I had to kill him. So this girl texts me, okay? She's at the party. She's like, oh my God, Aiden just took his ex upstairs to her room. And instantly, I'm like fuming. I'm like, why would he do that? So I'm like, listen, here's what's gonna happen, okay? I'm texting 4 different people the plan. The plan is we're gonna make it seem like Aiden is gay. And let me tell you something. The worst thing you could ever do to a man with a high ego that's already popular is make him like people think he's gay. Like that is the end of him. No way, shape, or form am I like discriminating against all my gay people. Okay, I literally love the gays, but it had to be done. So I text this one guy. He was already gay, and I text him and I'm like, hey, can you do me a favor? Like, da da da. And I tell him how he's playing in my girl's face, and we need to basically like spread rumors. So the guy's down. He texts me and he goes, oh my god, girl, I would literally love to help you. Like, let me know what I need to do. So basically, I make it seem. Okay, chill. Okay, like I'm not very proud, but I made it seem like Aiden was in the room with two guys. So after I plan everything out, okay, I go to sleep. Me. I wake up the next day. What a beautiful morning. I go to school. As soon as I enter school, it is the talk of the town, yo. There are released pictures on Snapchat of Aiden shirtless on the bed, and next to him are two guys also shirtless. So now the whole school thinks he's gay. He's going crazy. The school is going crazy. Everyone's going crazy. And Jasmine comes up and she's like, oh my god, like, did you hear what happened? Like, I didn't even know he was gay. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, baby, he was never gay. To this day, people still think Aiden is gay. And literally, like, he lost all his popularity, zero fame, zero everything. Because you're not. Like, don't ever play in my sister's face like that ever in your life. Also, did I mention that I called the cops on the party? I called the cops on the party. I did like a noise complaint. And I also called Aiden's parents. I was like, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, let me tell you something. Do you know where your son Aiden is at right now? Isn't he at like a friend's house? Wrong, bitch. He's getting cracked by two guys right now as we speak.